motherfucking Eagle Double G.
Snoop Dogg. Hey, welcome everybody. This is Whiskey and Wisdom After Dark, the pregame to the real game with our one and only millennial vampire Tristan Dunn. The guys are on their way. They will be here. But Tristan and I were talking before we started. We were having the talk about the extraterrestrial thing that we've been talking about for a couple of weeks. He wasn't here last week to listen to it, and we were talking about it, and he made a great idea. Let's go ahead and have a pregame for Whiskey and Wisdom. So we're talking about the extraterrestrial. First of all, Tristan, thank you for being on this week. I missed you. I love you. You know that. It hurts my feelings when you're not here. So thank you for being here.
I was gonna say thanks for having me, but fuck. I mean,
but you're part of the crew. You're part of the staff. You are Coach's Call.
I made that damn logo that's behind your head.
That is. It's a beautiful logo too. We also have shirts with that logo. Y'all can go to coachescall.store and order them right now. So we were having the conversation, Tristan, about extraterrestrials and do you believe in it? And I don't believe in it. Why do I not believe in it? Number one, I don't have faith in extraterrestrials. I don't have a belief in them. Most of all, I have not ever met one. Your thing was, how do you know? My rebuttal is don't answer a question with a question.
Right.
Right.
I mean, that's fair.
Right. You believe in extraterrestrials, right?
Yes.
Or aliens.
Yeah. I mean, so like, my thing is like, I don't believe that there's like big, weird, like stretchy and army and like creature looking things out there, but I believe there's people that look just like us out there that are probably millions of technological years ahead of us, and I think they know we're here. It's just that we don't know that they're there.
Okay. What makes you think that?
This universe is way too big. Way too big, dude. It's almost unfathomable to think that we are the only living things here. Because have you seen the ending to Men in Black?
Oh my gosh. I knew you were going to go. No, I forgot. Explain to us.
Okay, and that was funny, but like not being funny, that's what it's like. So like it zooms out from New York City, then it goes to the planet, then it goes to the planets, then it shows the Milky Way, then it shows I think the solar system, and then it just keeps going. Like I mean that's what it's like. And you're telling me in all that black space we're the only people that are here? There's no way.
Way.
You think there's a way?
I mean, and this is my thing. Why haven't we yet met one? I mean, we're trying. We're doing everything we can to go in outer space. I mean, even J-Lo's.
We have, and we just don't. I'm under the impression that we have, and we just don't know it.
Well, why not? I mean, I
don't know. Maybe it's something to do with we can't handle knowing that they're there.
Okay.
Maybe it's something like that. Maybe, we like to shoot and fight everything that is foreign that likes to come around. So that could also be a problem.
Well, hold on a minute. We like to shoot and fight things that are foreign. We like to shoot and fight things that will have a negative effect on our life.
Sure.
I mean, I'm not going to shoot and fight somebody because they're foreign. I mean, all our ancestors were foreign. Hell, I'm a Mexican. I mean, I'm not going to shoot and fight people that are different than me. I'm not of the belief that there are. Now, we're going to talk about it when the guys go ahead.
So what do you think is in Area 51?
Honestly, I think Jimmy Hoffa, Elvis Presley, Michael Jackson. I think.
You think they're hiding out? You think they're hiding out in there?
I think there's the huge conspiracy theory of the things that we don't know are there. I think the shooters on the grassy knoll, I think, are there. The people that made Princess Di wreck her car, I think they're there. I just think that's where they hide all the shit that we have no answers to, because I think all of that is government stuff that's done.
Like UFOs that aliens drove.
I've never seen one.
I mean, I've never seen one either, but there's pretty well documented footage of it.
Uh, yeah, there's also well documented footage of these models on every cover of a magazine, and then when you see them on the beach without any makeup or any kind of touch up, they're ugly as fuck. I mean, you can create.
You're reaching.
No,
You're
I'm not.
reaching so
No,
hard.
no, I'm not reaching. I don't believe, because it's not there. I mean, I want to see this. To make me a believer, let me see this. Make me a believer of that, to where I have faith in something like that. Then show me.
Have you ever seen a shooting star?
Yes, I've seen a shooting star.
Me too. So
I do believe in shooting stars. What's that have to do with the price of eggs?
Let me get there, bitch. Have you ever heard of the Appalachian Mountains and like the things that go on?
Yeah, that's where all your inbred ancestors are from. Yeah.
Weird things happen in the Appalachian Mountains, dude. And
yes,
like really weird things.
Well, that's what happens after cousins marry cousins. Shit's gonna happen.
I'm not talking about fucked up shit. I'm talking about
banjos playing and shit.
Things that you probably shouldn't be see happen. And they say if you're ever walking in the Appalachian Mountains at nighttime, don't turn around. Don't look behind you. You keep walking forward. Anyways, the point I'm trying to make is I've been driving. Don't do that. I've been driving through the Appalachian Mountains before. I've seen some weird shit in the sky, bro. That's all I'm gonna say. It's happened more than once. I've seen a light be there for a minute, and then it's gone.
I've seen pictures of the Loch Ness Monster. I've seen pictures of the Loch Ness Monster.
I'm talking about with my own eyes. I'm not talking about a picture or a video. I'm talking about like I actually have seen this.
One time, me and my wife did some shrooms, and we were outside, and I've seen some fucked up shit too, bro. I'm just saying, we're okay. I don't understand. It's just hard for me to believe it. But now I'm trying to keep an open mind. And this is why I keep bringing it up on this podcast, especially with these guys. I'm trying to keep an open mind, just the way I keep an open mind about, conservatives and liberals and the Bible and God and atheists and believers and non-believers and all. I'd like to keep an open mind. And so tell me facts and stuff like that. So I'm going to bring it up again when all the guys show up, but the Fermi paradox, this Italian-American physicist, he said this, he goes, dude, the universe is so vast. Maybe they just haven't got to us yet. Okay. Mm-hmm. Now for me, that makes more sense than Area 51 or whatever the hell you're talking about.
But that's what I started this conversation with, though.
No, I understand this, but this Fermi paradox, this piques my interest, and this gets me in a real conversation to really be open-minded versus you guys telling me, well, how do you know they haven't? Well, what do you think happens over here? What do you think happens over there? This makes more sense, and even made more sense. I listened to a podcast because I started researching this Fermi paradox, and this one physicist said, let's put it in layman's terms. You get a swimming pool in somebody's backyard. You empty the pool, 0 water, right? And then you get a truckload of Skittles and fill the pool up with Skittles. all these orange Skittles, and let's make the Earth a blue Skittle, and let's put them at the 6 foot end of the pool at the very bottom. These extraterrestrials, other form, whatever the hell y'all want to call them, are still in the 3 foot pool, going around searching,
Yeah.
and so they haven't got to us. That makes a little more sense to me. Okay, there might be something out there. Do I think? No, not until I see it. Do I believe in the Loch Ness Monster? I've seen pictures, and we've got people that devote their lives to it, just like Bigfoot, Sasquatch.
So you're saying you're now on the fence, like there could be. You don't believe in it, but there could be.
Correct. I don't believe in it. It's just like if we go political, and women say, my body, my choice. I understand that. Do I believe in abortion? No, I don't. That's me.
Yeah.
The women that do that, I'm going to respect their choice and their opinion. I don't have to agree with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
So with these extraterrestrials, no, I don't believe it is. I don't. Now, the only thing I've heard from the guys in our podcast, you and anybody else I've talked to, is what I found in this Fermi paradox when he said, dude, fill up a pool. And that is one of the possibilities because the universe is so vast. Vast.
I like that analogy.
Yeah. That makes more sense to me than, well, how do you know you hadn't met one? How do so he could take his face off and two heads pop out like in Men in Black. The other, they're hiding them somewhere else. I do believe in what you said, though. If we were to meet an alien, we would freak the fuck out. I don't think humans can handle.
Yeah.
Even you, the most open-minded guy I know personally, you would freak the fuck out if you saw
Well, because I really think they look similar to us, but it's going to be one of those when you look at them, you're like, that's different. Or that's weird. Something will be off about them.
Well, I work with motherfuckers like that every day.
Well,
dude, we got J Love on the show. Wait till you see him. Something's off about that dude, and he'll tell you. I mean, he could be the alien.
Possible.
But see, you're saying that you think they look more like us. If I'm going to believe this shit, I want to believe it like it's Men in Black.
I truly, and I'm no bullshit, I really think there's another planet out there somewhat similar to ours. May not be because they're from there, so the atmosphere and all that might be a little different, but they look extremely identical to us. I really think that. I can't prove it, of course, but that's what I think.
Well, I mean, I get it. Everybody has their opinion, just like God. They say the same thing, and we're gonna. There's a couple of things.
This is an interesting segue because so the pyramids of Egypt.
Yeah.
So I'm not a believer that the aliens built that. That's not where I'm going with this. That's why I segued it. So I saw this theory one time that was very interesting that said that there was a point in time when those pyramids were getting built that the world was actually this world that we're living in right now was extremely far technologically advanced. Something happened to where it wasn't anymore, but that's how those got built. It wasn't aliens that built them. They got built in a time where technology was at a point that it's not even at now. Have you ever heard that theory before?
Yeah. Keep going. I'm listening. I'm getting something here.
Have you really?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. So it's interesting because it's almost like something hit the reset button. Something happened. Something major happened, and it reset everything, and it set everything back. And I read that one time and I was like, that's actually that's pretty fucking interesting.
So in this, okay, so in this, and I need to send you this, or you guys go if you're listening, you just Google Fermi, Fermi paradox, and you'll see it. So there's a couple of diagrams. I know it's hard to see. It's hard to see here, but there's a couple of diagrams here, and it said there was a planet X. There is evidence of a planet that was uh 8 billion years old. Our planet is only 4.5 billion years old.
Mm-hmm.
So this, we call it just Planet X, was formed or whatever 4 billion years before ours,
Right.
right? And that goes to what you're talking about. There was a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff that went on that could have gone on. Now we're built 4 billion years ago. There's things that could have happened, things that might have happened, that could have, and I've heard what you're talking about too, to where the technology and all this was so far ahead, and then something happened.
Dude,
You said it
it
perfect, the reset button.
it makes it gets chills up my back because it's like you think about it's fucking crazy when you really think about the planet. So I've heard of the Planet X thing, but where is that in our solar system?
Yes.
I'm about to say I've never looked into it. I've heard of it, but I've never looked at it, so I don't want to talk about it because I don't really, I don't really know about it or anything. But I've heard that there was a planet out there that was very similar to ours. Is it inhabitable now?
Yes.
Do you know?
It's not. There's nothing. It's a planet. It's like it's like the stars. The stars are gases,
Yeah,
and what we see now is a gas that was emitted millions of years ago.
right.
Right?
Yeah,
Didn't you learn that in school?
yeah. I did.
Okay. Well, agree with. I mean, you're talking.
I
You're
said
answering me like a
yes.
question.
No, I
You're,
said yes.
okay. You're answering me like you're not sure. I want you to be sure.
No, I'm sure, motherfucker.
Okay. Same way.
I love talking about space. It's one of my
So
favorite.
I'm with you, and I agree all about. Hello, gorgeous. There's my sugar mama.
Hey, Mama Z.
Hey, Mama Z. That's my sugar mama. Uh, I had to get a new
When's she
account.
coming on here?
I had to get a new account so I can get all her money. That way, if she leaves my ass, I get half of it. I've told her you guys wanted to be on
Do you
here.
remember we had that comment about a woman's opinion, and my first thought went to your wife.
Yeah. Well, there's also we've had DMs and we've had comments saying that we need to have a woman on here, but I don't have anybody except for my wife that would have the balls to come on here and give their own opinion, especially after a couple of drinks. She'll really give you her opinion. Um, but dude, I'm just saying this is when I read the Fermi paradox, and again, I read J Love, welcome, brother. Hey, we're doing this, we're pre-gaming, we're live, we're recording
Yes,
right
sir.
now.
All
We
right.
me and Tristan just thought we'd do the pre-game before the real game because we were
Okay.
having a great conversation about extraterrestrials.
Oh,
And
here we go. And then I fucked
because
it all
Tristan wasn't here
up.
when we had it,
Yeah.
right? And
Right.
so he goes, dude, this is a great conversation. Well, we never get to hear Tristan talk, but this is
And
something that he
Damar
really
Hamlin
likes.
is dead.
So this is what got me more interested in this and researching it even more was this Fermi paradox because it makes sense what he said. And if you break it down in layman's terms, empty out a pool, fill it with Skittles, they're all orange, make the earth the blue one at the bottom of the 6-foot pool. Well, they just haven't got to us yet.
Well, well, I'm still stuck on the Planet X thing. Like, do you think between Planet X and our planet, there was some kind of war. Think that's a
No, I'm not gonna
possibility.
go. No, I don't.
What do you mean?
So we were talking about we somehow segued into the pyramids of Egypt. And
Well,
I
we all
have
know that those were not built by man. There's no fucking way.
okay, well so what I said was I don't think they were built by aliens, but
Unless,
well, hold on. I just said I don't think they were built by aliens. I think like the earth at one point was very technologically advanced and somewhere along the way a reset happened.
sort of like the Big Bang type thing.
No, because that would have been how it all like the earth
Yeah,
itself formed.
the Big Bang would have created Planet X 4 billion years before our planet.
Yeah, and like we're talking about just a structure being built.
Unless they were manufactured, designed, and built by giants. I mean, because at one time, there is archaeological proof that the giants did walk the earth, and I don't just mean like fucking T-Rex and all this bullshit. Um, so I mean that's a
The
very
last giant I knew of, I
strong
can't remember
possibility.
his name, but he fought the Spartans.
Oh, you talking about Xerxes,
Yeah,
the,
that's
the
him.
Persian prince?
Yes, the
Yeah.
Persian prince. Like he was a real giant. Like he
Mhm.
was like not like Andre the Giant. Like he was a giant.
Exactly.
Like it
Correct.
took 100 men to carry him around
Mhm.
in his chair for like a giant.
Yeah.
So yeah. Well, we were talking. So J Love, we were when me and Tristan were talking about this. You know, he's kind of taken aback that I have zero belief that there are extraterrestrials, aliens, other stuff going on in this vast universe, right? I was giving him my opinion and
Mhm.
telling him what y'all were talking about. And honestly, everybody I've talked to, uh, Christians, non Christians, atheists, preachers,
Mhm.
I'm the only one that doesn't believe in extraterrestrials. Like they all believe that there is a possibility. You know, they believe that there's something out there.
Well,
And
you just admitted that you think it's possible. You just don't believe in it.
well, now I think it's possible now because what I've researched, because of what I've read. So the thing was, J Love is like I told Tristan, you know, I say I want to meet. I haven't met one, and y'all said, well, how do you know you haven't? Well, that's not answering my
I think a
question.
lot.
That's just a question with another
Well, in
question.
a sense,
That's still going to make me doubt. You
in
know
a
what I
sense it
mean?
is, but it is answering your question to an extent, but you are the seeing is believing type. And I mean, you have to actually see it and feel it and touch it.
Well, it's like,
Fuck it, whatever.
well, kind of, because I do believe in God. I've never seen him or touched him.
I was gonna go there, but I
Yeah,
didn't.
no, I mean, and we do, and we will go there once the other guys get on here.
Say it
Also,
with your chest.
it's
The
a
stone.
it's a belief. You know, it's a belief.
Sure.
It's a faith. You know what I mean? It's that.
Well, and it goes back to, you know, you had instructed us to go and listen to episode 32 with you and John. I listened to it twice, picked up
Yeah.
different things. You know, I've never not once said I don't believe that there's a God, because there is a God. Like
Of
you
course.
both said it, one God.
Yes.
There is one God. I mean, everybody has their own twist, turn, and however they want to worship. You know, if you think that, you know, your fucking clownfish is your fucking God, then that's your God. That's what you believe in. I mean, like you, being born and raised Catholic, I was an altar boy, this, that, and the other, and you pick up things as time goes on, and I could never wrap my head around the ritualistic styles that Catholicism displays.
Exactly.
And it's all about, you know, go out and do this, go out and do that, and sin, fornicate, fuck, this, that, and the other. Come Sunday morning, like you said, a mathematical equation, you go off and give 7 Hail Marys, 3 Glory Bees, and an act of contrition, and then all is forgiven. You pray to some stupid fucking statue, and all is forgiven. But then you hit the reset button. Come Monday morning, you're sinning again.
Yeah.
And
again, I'm not downing. I wasn't talking down to Catholicism or any religion. I respect whatever you believe in. I'm going to respect. I don't, because I've been there like you, J-Love. You've been there. It's hard for you. It's hard for me to sit in a closet, number one, with another man, number two, tell him my sins, number three, and then he takes out a calculator and says, do 3 of these, 2 of those, and you're forgiven. And we go, well, I chose the latter, which is going to be my belief, not in a religion, but in the written word, right? And so that's the problem with this extraterrestrial thing. I respect everybody's opinion, and I'm more open-minded than I'm more open-minded than anyone on this panel. I mean, I won't call anybody on their bullshit, because I don't think it's bullshit. If it's what you truly believe, it's what you truly believe. But this is what you guys made me go out and research. And I love you guys for it, but I fucking hate you guys for it. And I found this Fermi paradox.
Well, because all it did is just it exposed a part of your brain that wasn't open yet.
But but it was the first thing that made sense to me. And that's what I was telling Tristan. This made sense to me because we talk about Area 55. What's it called, Tristan? What do you call it?
Area 51.
Area 51. And Tristan goes, what do you think's in Area 51? This is what I told him, J-Lo. I said, you know what I think is in Area 51? Jimmy Hoffa, the people that killed Kennedy, the people that killed Princess Di,
that's the
Elvis Presley, Michael Jackson. I think that's what Area 51 is for me. But once I read this for the first time, it was an moment when he said, the universe is so vast that one of the reasons, because he gave 10 reasons why we have not encountered an extraterrestrial. And the only reason that I really fell in love with was this place is so vast that they haven't gotten to you yet. They just hadn't gotten to you yet, bro.
Well, there's I read a story earlier on the way, to the casa from work, and it was within the next 10,000 years, these 2 black holes are going to collide and then create this huge gravitational pull and these massive explosions, this, that, and the other. It won't affect life on Earth, but we'll still be able to see it. But it's still like 10,000 years away. I mean, it's like you said, the universe is vast, and you can look through a telescope all day and you can see the celestial gatherings, this, that, and the other, and it's a beautiful thing. But what's beyond that? There's so much more. There's
Tristan,
so much more
we
haven't explored.
We talk about a vast universe, right? It goes on forever.
Yeah.
Tell me about a black hole, Tristan, the wormhole, that kind of stuff. Do you think that is like a real? I mean, you think it's like, the way I look at it, and tell me if I'm wrong, Tristan, the way I look at it is like the Bermuda Triangle. A plane will fly over it, a boat will go through it to disappear, and you'll never find them again. You think a black hole, wormholes like that in the universe exist?
Yeah, they've been. There's photographs of them, bro.
No, but what happens once you go in it? Just disappear?
That I don't know. I've never actually thought of that, so I don't know.
I think it might be an actual the actual means to time travel.
Hey,
whether
that's cool.
Whether it be before or somewhere in the future. You know, there's just so many unexplained things, like, you know, the Bermuda Triangle, and then you've got like the Northern Lights, the whole green thing, and over you can really see them through like Iceland and stuff like that. Those
I've heard of
those
that.
dark-
Yeah. Kind of like the
those
Marfa
dark-
lights.
Yeah, something like that. And it's just some of this. There's so many things that are just unexplained. I don't know so much the fact that I don't think it's the fact that they're unexplained. I just think that human beings have a hard time comprehending.
Yes, that's me. Exactly right. You hit it on the head. It's hard for me to comprehend that.
Well, and then there's a lot that it's hard for me to comprehend. I mean, like we can spend all fucking day on that whole, you know, the Bible thing, and how, you know, these books were written also, but they weren't included. And then where did they find these scrolls, and how did these scrolls come to be? My biggest thing with the Bible uh, is, again, it's not the spoken word. It's something that was written by men. Men just interpreted it differently throughout time. So it's just then I got a fucking naked 13-year-old running through my room. It's, what the fuck is he doing? Oh, Jesus Christ. But in the beginning with Jesus, who I think Jesus was a freak myself. I mean, he didn't just spare the prostitutes. He probably had a piece of that too. But that's beside the point. Um, he spoke. There was men, a devout group of men that followed him. I think that there was also a huge devout group of women that followed him too. But he spoke. They listened. And then it's like that game that you used to play in elementary school, where the teacher would tell you something, and then you tell the next person, the next person, the next person, and so on. By the time it gets back to the teacher, it's a completely different story. So that's where my thing with the Bible is just different. Like John was saying about
Yeah,
the
see, I don't
Quran also. The
Yeah.
Quran also. I mean, I've read the Quran, and it's eye opening. Like the Bible. The only thing that really got me in the Bible was the Book of Revelations. I mean, that shit scared the shit out of me, because there's so many things that are happening right now that the Book of Revelations prophesized about, and it's a scary thing. Are we in the end of times? Yeah, probably. We probably are. But
Well, that's hey Donnie, welcome. Hey, we are recording right now. Here's what happened. Let me explain it. No, let me explain it, Donnie. No, we're gonna start
there he
here
was,
as soon.
minding his own business.
No. Here we go. No, when Russell comes on, we're gonna do the actual intro and all that. Me and Tristan were talking. 30 minutes ago. We were just shooting a bull, and I was explaining to him the extraterrestrial talk that we had last week, because he wasn't here. Why do you? I don't like it when I bring something up and both you guys roll your eyes at me, because y'all have more to say about.
I didn't eye roll.
No, he did.
I didn't
Donnie
roll
did.
my
I
eyes.
did. It was on me. It was on me.
So I was explaining it to Tristan. We were starting to have a conversation, and Tristan said more to me in 10 minutes about something that we talk about here.
And then he had
said,
30 episodes.
He said, dude,
Tristan
we should record this. I said, you know what? Let's do it. We're gonna have a
Wait, what are you
pregame.
drinking, bro? What was he
What are you
drinking?
drinking, Tristan?
Water.
Oh,
I thought he was
So
drinking.
we thought we'd have
Really?
a pregame. So we're
It's vodka.
pre-gaming before the game. And I was and the thing, here's the thing. I want to catch you up on it, Donnie. I was explaining to him everything we talked about, extraterrestrials, and why I don't believe it, and why I'm the only one that I've talked to for the last 2 weeks. Everybody, Christians, atheists, preachers, drug dealers, anybody that I ask, they all believe that there could be something out there. And I'm the only one that's not. So you guys have driven me to research. So I came up and I found Fermi's paradox. He's a physicist, just like you should have been, Donnie.
Okay.
And it opened my eyes, and finally, it was an aha moment. Basically, he said the universe is so vast that they haven't gotten to us yet. And if you look at it in layman's terms, empty out a pool, put a truckload of Skittles in it, all orange Skittles, take one blue Skittle, put it on the 6 foot deep end, and these extraterrestrials might still be in the 3 foot end of the pool because this universe is so vast. Still might not have it. That's the only thing so far that has made me go, okay.
So look at it this way.
By the way, Tristan does believe, just like y'all do. So go ahead.
Imagine this. So according to the Bible, how long have we been around?
Oh, geez. I don't know. Well, I know the Earth has
Repeat
been here
that, Donnie.
4.5 billion years.
No, how long have we been around? Humans.
Humans?
Tristan, how long do you think?
Not that long.
How long do you think, Tristan?
Couple
Just give me a
million,
guess.
couple million years.
A couple million years. Okay. J Love?
We've only been here a couple thousand years. We haven't been here that long.
Okay. Rick?
Shit, I don't know. 3,000 years.
Okay. So first off, if you want to go by like what historians say, pyramids were built 3000 BC, so that's 5,000 years ago. They're wrong. There was a meteor asteroid that hit about 12,000 years ago that created the Great Flood. We have scientific proof of it. There was a civilization.
Was that when
above
Noah built the ark?
Most historians think that's true.
Okay.
And they look at it like this.
I wasn't
look at it-
bullshitting. That was a real question.
No, because all of the religions have a central flood basis. They all say there was a flood before, but they can't tell you when. They think that happened about 12,000 years ago and lasted for almost 100 years. This meteor shower, asteroid shower, wiped out most of civilization. But humans have been around probably 300,000 years. So let's say that our reset was 12,000 years ago.
There's your word, Tristan.
And look how far we've come from 12,000 years where we were building with stone. Now we're trying to go to other planets. So imagine a solar system like ours with a hospitable planet like ours that didn't get hit by the asteroids. And they've had that same technology for 1 million years. They would be so far ahead of us that it would be like you going to a petting farm or a zoo. What
And
can
that's
you
what-
learn from it?
Donnie, look at this. And it's just stating what you're saying. This is what Fermi's paradox said.
Yeah, I know what.
Here
I know
they
the- I
are.
know the Fernie.
There we are. They're here, and we just started.
But look at it this way. We are so ignorant in terms of metaphysics, quantum physics. You can tell me that Newton and all these other guys had these great ideas and the world has to work like that. It doesn't. It just doesn't, because of chaos theory and quantum mechanics and all this other stuff. This week, if you want to bring up a great topic, in the Congo, which a lot of people will give you a lot of shit for, because the Congo is basically.
Hold on, Donnie. Hold on. Because I think I want to answer not answer Tristan's question, but Tristan said this to me before y'all got on. And it goes back because you use the word reset. And he talked about, Tristan, you were talking about the pyramids, right?
Basically what I was saying was a lot of people speculate about how the pyramids got built when they got built, but I was saying that the Earth at one point was more technologically advanced than it is even right now, and
Um,
they got built, and at some point something happened and things got reset, and pretty much we started over.
so
Kind of what I
let's
said.
talk about
Yeah.
let's talk about technologically advanced. It can be different, but not more advanced. So Göbekli Tepe is the place that they found, can carbon date it 15,000 years ago, wiped out. And about 12,000 years ago. We're just starting to uncover it. It's massive, like bigger than the pyramids. But their technology could be based on things that aren't still around. Let's say when that hit, it shifted the magnetic poles of the Earth, which it probably did. It could have also reduced the magnetic poles. So let's say that you had a huge magnetic flux around the Earth and you found a way to harness that. You could levitate a 40-ton boulder through magnetic properties easily. But when that happens and your magnetic flux goes down, it doesn't work anymore. So they may not have been more technologically advanced, but they had things that we don't have. And it may be magnetic, it may be sonic, it could be a variety of things. But yeah, that's a great point. I mean, I don't disagree that they had things that we don't have now. There was a guy that in the 50s or 60s said, I know how the pyramids were made. He lives in Florida. He creates these massive stone coral structures that are 12 to 15 tons and moves them around his place in Florida. And it's now open to the public. And nobody knows how he did it. He didn't tell anybody. The only picture is this tripod and a box on top of a tripod. So maybe it's just a lost technology that wasn't very advanced. But we haven't thought of it because we have a problem thinking outside the box. There are people that do it. Nicholas Tesla, Einstein, things like that. They think outside the box. Elon Musk, but it's not commonplace. I don't think.
So let me ask you
Right.
this. Let me ask
That's
you
what I had
this.
told. That's what I had told Rick too. Many humans just have a hard time comprehending.
Yeah, that's my problem. Me, having a hard time comprehending that. Let me ask you this now: all those pyramids that are built and all that, where did I see? I saw it.
I just sent y'all a video from YouTube in regards to something that they just discovered in Egypt. It's like and it's like 2.8 million acres worth of just untouched, um, untouched earth, and it revolves around the pyramids. So I didn't get a chance to watch it all.
So is there a certain point? Is there a certain? I think I don't know if it was God, what was Raiders of the Lost Ark or Fool's Go with I hate saying his name, Matthew McConaughey.
He's a
When the sun hits a certain way or the moon hits a certain way and it goes through one pyramid and then it'll go through another one.
That was in Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Like in different.
Yeah, that's bullshit. That's bullshit.
Okay. That's bullshit.
We know that the pyramids had a capstone at some point. We don't know what it's made of. We think it was made of gold, but it could have been made of something else. But anyway, back to the Congo. So the Congo
Yeah, squirrel.
is crazy because it has more exotic minerals in it than anywhere else on the earth combined. That's where we mine cobalt at. That's where we mine all these different things. But this week they found, let's see if they've named it yet.
Oh, that's where they got all the kids up and down the rivers, huh?
Well, they're talking about, all that talks about, the whole battery operation and moving forward with, the electric thing, and this, that, and the other. But in the biggest cobalt mine, which is a key ingredient in regards to certain things, comes from the Congo, right, Donnie?
Right, it is, because most of your minerals in the Congo are extremely hard to find anywhere else in the world. They found what they thought was an electric conducting mineral, meaning it
Yeah.
held electricity for a long time. Cobalt is one that helps batteries, lithium ion batteries, extend their hold time. So every cell phone has it, every electric car, things like that. But it's a matter of time before we are able to create a mineral or a fusion aspect. We've created the fusion aspect. It took in, I think, 2.5 gigawatts. And when it exported, when it burned up, it produced 3.2. So that's fusion. That means we put in a certain amount, but we get more out of it. So all we need to do is reproduce that chemical and keep firing lasers at it. At some point, that'll become even more efficient. A lot of people think that is with a moscovium, which is element 115. Bob Lazar said it was from extraterrestrials in the 80s and 90s. But the Pentagon has released thousands of documents regarding extraterrestrials. They don't release the videos from the planes, but they'll release still shots. The biggest one that's come out recently was over Iraq or Iran. We were flying a mission, and the planes got 4 seconds of video of a sphere, which,
Yeah, I saw that.
if you're going to make something that's going to go through air, water, time, space, a sphere is perfect, because you can bend gravity around it and make it no G forces. So you can fly 5,000 miles a second without dying and make a perfect turn, because you're not turning, you're just moving yourself in space. But there's a clear sphere, and most people believe that, or most of the people that I know that are still in the industry believe that if you're going to create a space traveling vehicle, that's what you want. You want something that's very spherical or very triangular.
Like the Jetsons.
No, not like the Jetsons. But it's funny that you say that, because a lot of the people that wrote the Jetsons and some of these futuristic things all have connections to Area 51 and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So it's an interesting thing. If you didn't see this, we also got a radio signal on some tower, picked it up, and then it was verified by 3 others from a planet 9 million light years away. We can tell that it's a radio signal. We don't know how to interpret it, because we just know it's a radio signal. We can't interpret the language because we don't know the alphabet or the things. But we received that this week at multiple towers, and it was recorded, and they were like, that planet's sending us a radio signal. Planets don't just send radio signals. So, that's
But that was millions of years ago.
it was sent 9 million light years away.
Right.
Imagine this, though. Imagine that if it was sent 1 million years ago.
If I want to look that up, Donnie, what am I Googling? Or whatever?
Let's see. I think it's radio signal from space 2023.
They say
Yeah,
on
radio signal from space 2023. So
All
All right,
imagine
gentlemen,
this.
that
Imagine if it was sent-
that will wrap up our pregame to the real
How dare you
game.
cut Donnie off?
1 hour. Well, we got 2 hours left. We got 2 hours left. Now that we've got everybody here, Welcome everybody to another episode of
Oh, are we
Whiskey
starting
and
it?
Wisdom After Dark. We just
Wait,
got
wait.
done with our pregame.
This was like that was like the
You're gonna
pregame,
need
and
to
then
you're gonna need to pause it and restart it
Why?
because you're not gonna be able to record the full 2 hours.
Yeah, I am.
I
I
thought you
can
said.
record up to 4.
Oh well, you always said it was 2 hours.
No.
because he didn't want us to talk too much.
Anyways,
Fine.
Okay.
No,
Let me
nobody
start
wants
this
to hear what
again.
we have
Sorry,
to say.
everybody. Here we go.
What's up, Russell?
Now that we have everybody here, we just got done with an hour-long pregame talking about extraterrestrials and stuff like that. I'm telling you, I've got an open mind. I'm trying. Now we got Russ Bus here in Bastrop. We got J-Lo. We got the whole crew. We got the Millennial Vampire and Donnie. We got a lot to talk about today, gentlemen. Number one, thank you for being here. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I am drinking a little Johnny
Let me go
Walker
get
Black
mine.
Label. That's what I'm doing tonight. Feeling good. Looking good, Lewis. Feeling good.
Oh my
Doing a
God, I
little
love
Johnny
that
Walker
show.
Black. We got a lot to talk about. Russ, what are you drinking down there on the river, big boy?
Back to my Modelo Chilada, baby.
My gosh. You know what? They
You're
ought to
gonna turn
sponsor
into a
you.
Mexican.
They ought to sponsor you.
No
I know
shit.
we're fixing to sponsor
I
you
agree.
just as a Mexican. As a Mexican, we're fixing to sponsor you.
Thank you,
J-Lo,
buddy.
Unidas. Yes.
J-Lo, what you got over there?
Always keeping the parts lubed with garage oil.
Garage oil. I
And
like
then
it.
chasing it down with a little fucking champagne of beers, Miller High Life.
Oh man. Hey, do you have to hold your pinky up when you drink that beer, or just regular? Got a
Nah,
boy.
just regular.
Millennial Vampire, my man Tristan. I missed you last week. Thank you for being here again. What are you drinking over there other than water?
Oh well, I actually don't have anything. I had water but it's gone. Might crack a Miller High Life in a minute.
Ah, there you
My
go.
dude.
There you go.
The champagne of beers.
And we've
That's
got Donnie
right.
Nolan, 30 pounds lighter, cut off all his beard. I can't even recognize this guy anymore. Donnie, what are you drinking over there, man? You're all good and
mean,
well now.
If you guys have been listening, I lost the weight with pneumonia. Like it was not pleasant. It was not pretty. But I went by the goat today, had a couple of create your perfect bourbon from Weller, had 2 of those and got me just right. Don't want to keep drinking the good stuff. So it's time to ride the buffalo.
Got the trace, got the Buffalo Trace. Like I said,
Oh, yeah. I mean, they're created in the same spot. It doesn't matter.
I've got, I just can't do without old Johnny Walker. Gentlemen, thanks for being here. Cheers to everybody. Let's start this off with some what the fuck moments. J-Love,
Man, I had one. And it totally slipped my fucking mind. It's something that's local here. I mean, I'm sure that in the North Carolina area as well as in Tennessee, you deal with it too. I know that you do. But the homeless and what they are willing to do to provide for these homeless people, but yet it's absolutely insane. You've got all the I know what it was. There is a local business in downtown Austin, off the Ben White and SoCo area, somewhere over in there, and she's scared to death. It's called Headspace. I believe it's called Headspace. It's a salon. I mean, this woman is an entrepreneur, but she gets death threats. She gets rape threats on a daily basis. There's people hiding in the bushes waiting to hop out. She's had to replace her front glass window or her glass door at least half a dozen times. Insurance no longer wants to pick up the claim. They're like, fuck it, you're on your own. And anyone who's replaced a glass door anytime lately, it's $1,100-$1,200 a pop. It's not fucking cheap. And this poor lady has probably put her heart and soul into this place. And the homeless are just running rampant. It's not just the homeless, it's the lack of testicular fortitude on behalf of the city council, or shall I say the silly council there in Travis County in Austin, Texas, or Travesty County, honestly. And the lack of law enforcement, and it's no disrespect to the men and women in uniform, because I love you all. It's the simple fact that they don't have enough cops. They don't have enough cops to be able to make the calls.
No, they don't
You
want
know,
enough
I mean,
cops.
and it's like response time a few years ago used to be 2 to 5 minutes. Now, these individuals, these cops can't even get to these fucking calls in no less than 15 to 20, 25 minutes. You could be dead by then. It's absolutely fucking ridiculous. I think
Bro,
that's
if you're
my,
gonna-
that's
if you're
my
gonna-
biggest
if-
what the fuck moment.
Bro, if you're gonna cut my pay and disrespect me, I'm gonna take my sweet fucking time too. I love the cops. I'm all for them. Thank you guys for all you do out there. But I'm with you, man. 100% with you. Russell. Give me a what the
I've had
fuck moment.
I've had several, but I think the biggest one for me is watching the media this week make the excuse after excuse after excuse, how they cover the whole Joe Biden leaked documents versus how they just not even a year ago they were covering Trump and Mar-a-Lago. It's you just watching on TikTok and other things about showing the comparison of a few months ago. Same people, Nancy Pelosi, Adam Schiff, these media people, Don Lemon or whatever the fuck his name is, just the same exact situation, except for Biden actually broke a law and how
Many
they
laws.
reacted to Trump. Many laws, many felonies. Doesn't have the power to declassify, took things as a senator, left things in a garage. But how the media it's like they think most of the American people's not even paying attention, which they're not, let's be honest.
No,
But
they're not.
they just blatantly, openly lie. And I just sit there and look at it and go, what the fuck is wrong that these people can just they just keep getting away with it.
Well,
And we're letting them.
the biggest thing to all this that I have to chalk everything up to is the fact that everything that is going on with Biden himself, and this can go back decades ago when he was a senator. I mean, he was fucking up shit left and right there. He definitely fucked up shit as a VP. Like we had touched, I think last week. I mean, who's to say that some of the documents he has, he doesn't have blackmail on Obama?
Yeah.
But at the same time, everything that is transpiring and is coming to light, it's just absolutely funny, because everything that they, piss, moan, and groan about Trump, it's like you said, it's everything that they're saying Trump did. It's actually
What
he
they
didn't.
did.
You did it.
You did it, and just like the collusion with Russia, it's the same thing. Yeah, and the other part of that, the what the fuck, was every press conference with Karine Jean-Pierre.
Oh my god.
Can this bitch answer a fucking
the Muppet?
the Muppet?
The
Can
Muppet?
she
She
answer?
can.
Can she answer a question? She can't answer. She's gonna off herself before
I
the end of
I
this.
told you all in our thread that give it some time, because one, Biden will not make his complete term. We all know that something's coming.
Sure.
I mean, it's just a matter of time.
Yeah.
No, they're
As far as for-
setting him up. He's so toxic.
As
at
far
this
as for
point.
KJP's concerned, she won't be around much longer either. Because if
Yeah.
she don't off
Yeah.
herself, someone will. Because
Hey, Don-
she will rat.
I don't know about that. I think they've just kept her out of the loop. Like they know that she fucks up answers, so they're just like, yeah, just answer this by saying refer to the legal team.
Justice Department, yeah.
Yeah, because they know she's gonna fuck it up, so why give her information?
And I think Donnie's gonna go a little deeper into that.
Oh yeah, we're gonna
stuff
go
here-
deeper on that.
here in a
Hey,
little bit.
but shout out to Peter Ducey of Fox News. He's a badass. I love watching him just ream her.
Yeah.
It's so good. He's so good.
He's a
Yeah,
good
he
one.
needs a raise. Donnie, what's your WTF moment of the week?
I've got two. One, if you missed it, Trump has been unbanned by Meta, so he's back on Instagram and Facebook.
Attaboy.
I never thought that would happen. That was like, what the fuck? Y'all are doing it? All right, Zuckerberg. But I guess they understand what sells and they need to sell some ads. But if you missed it today, the U.S. has agreed to step into the war. I know we've been giving them money and probably giving them backdoor weapons and everything else, but now we're selling them M1 Abrams tanks and sending them over.
$40
That's
million
huge.
worth.
That's huge because now we are directly involved. And if you don't think Vladimir Putin is gonna retaliate, you're wrong.
Yep.
I mean, he's a sitting duck. He's probably got a terminal disease.
So
Why?
let me
Why?
ask you this, Donnie, real quick before I get to Tristan. If this government right now, which is we've got a Democrat for a
Now you're speaking of our government, correct?
yes, our government.
Okay.
We've got a Democrat here, a president, a Democratic president. All the Democratic society is all behind him. They love him to death. But now we're going to war. I always thought that the left side was anti-war, anti-guns, anti-war.
Used to be.
Used to be. Yeah. Now they're not. Yeah, that's
Correct.
to me that's a WTF moment.
They flipped under Obama.
Yeah.
They really flipped under Obama, and then you heard them cry how bad Trump would be, and he wasn't. And they're still playing the same part under Obama. The military industrial complex has got their fingers in them now so deep. They know where the money comes from, and they're just lining pockets. Also, if you didn't see a good what the fuck moment today, Ted Cruz introduced term limits.
Thank God.
I mean, it won't pass, but
It won't.
Hey,
No, it won't. It won't.
hey,
Tristan, we're going to get a lot deeper into politics here in a little bit. Tristan, do you have a
can't
WTF
wait.
moment?
I hate to be underwhelming, but I don't.
Okay, I'm going to go.
Damn you, Tristan.
I've been doing certain things to try to get myself right, my body right, and along with the ice water bath every morning, which this morning was cold as fuck. I've started reading
in a cold shower.
2 books. The one book, obviously, I talked to you guys about, and we're going to go over the third deal about the zero fucks. But started reading a David Goggins book, and I'm reading about his life and everything. And so, what the fuck moment was the racism that was running so rampant in 1995. Okay. In 1995, it was my first year of marriage. I was coaching baseball at Stephen F. Austin State University. So I'm gonna be as short as I can with this. So Goggins was moved with his mom to Brazil, Indiana. He was one of 3 black students in a private school in Indiana.
The place is a shithole, by the way.
They bought him a car. His uncle bought him a car, an old beat up car. He took it to school. He came out the first day, and they spray painted the N-word on his driver's side door. Took it to the principal. The principal said, "Hey, don't worry about it. These guys are idiots. They don't know anybody. They're just stupid." And so he did nothing about it. The next day he went to English class, and and my English class was the same way. You had a journal that you would write in, and they would write in, and you keep it in the classroom in a little shelf, right? So he goes in the next day to get his journal. He sits down, and in the front of his journal, it was drawn with a marker, a stick figure of a man with a noose around the head.
Like a
And it
Heyman
said,
figure.
"We will hang you," with the N-word below it. So he took that to the principal and said, the principal said the same thing, that, this is just ignorance. They didn't even spell the N-word wrong. They didn't even spell it right. They spelled it wrong, right? So the principal wouldn't do anything about it. And he was getting really frustrated. And he started explaining how bad racism was. Like there were still some stores in Brazil, Indiana that wouldn't sell to black people. There were certain restaurants that still wouldn't sell. And so as I'm reading this is just me. As I'm reading this, I'm thinking, okay, this is taking place back in the Malcolm X days. This is taking place back when TVs were still black and white and people still listened to the radio, you know, at night as a family. And then he posts a picture of the front page of the Brazil, Indiana newspaper. And it's in the book. And if you guys, you guys that are listening, it's Can't Hurt. It's David Goggins. The title of the book is Can't Hurt Me. Okay. And this is in the second chapter because he's going through his life. So I'm thinking he's talking about racism and how bad it was and how he was one of the best basketball players, but they put him on the JV team because he heard the coaches talking. They couldn't have enough black kids. They can't have all three black kids on the varsity. And he was only a sophomore. So they put the other ones on there. And I'm thinking the whole time, okay, this is taking place back in the day of Malcolm X and all that. Well, he posted, he put a picture in there and you can see it in his book. And it was the Ku Klux Klan in full regalia with their hands, you know, their high Hitler hands, whatever, the burning cross. I'm sitting here in my house, sober as could be, just got done working out and I'm reading this book. And so I look and I've got it on my phone and I make it bigger and I look at the caption. It says Brazil, Indiana, 1995.
Mm-hmm.
It fucking floored me, Jack. You want to talk about feeling as small as I've ever felt before because, and I'm not proud of it, but I am trying to make a really, really, I've used the N-word before. I'm saying it out loud, and I feel horrible about it now. These words that we use, I felt so bad because I was married, making $15,000 a year as a coach at Stephen F. Austin, and me and my ex-wife were living a great life. And somewhere in the United States of America, there were black kids 13, 14, 15 years old, 8 years old, going through this racist, this just horrible fucking life. It wasn't just him. I felt so bad. I went back and my wife is like, "What's wrong with you?" And with a tear in my eye, I was explaining this fucking happened in 1995, babe. This didn't happen back in, Malcolm X it didn't. I was married. I was so fucking ignorant. I got so mad at myself. So upset. You want to talk about a what the fuck moment? Jack, it took me by surprise. It knocked me to my knees. It brought a tear to my eyes as to how fucking ignorant I am, to think that, everything's great in this world. Shit is bad elsewhere. No, shit is bad here and it is bad now. I thought I had to deal with some racism, bigotry. I don't have to deal with shit compared to what this man had to deal with in 1995. And it was just a WTF moment. And I told my wife, I said, I am so sorry. I am such an ignorant bastard. I am such a fucking lowlife, ignorant fuck that I was just taking that shit for granted. And the words that I use and the way that I saw things, it just shed a new light. So I know that's a little heavy. If you guys have a chance, You Can't Hurt Me, David Goggins. It's a great book. I'm not done with it yet. I'm on chapter 3. But
He's got 3
racism
books,
in
actually.
1995, dude. racism in 1995.
Well, I mean that was that was at the height of the whole Rodney King bullshit and all that. So
I mean, it was
so,
yeah, that was my biggest what the fuck moment. And racism is ignorant. It's for the ignorant. It's for the stupid. It was what an eye opener. And so, and my wife told me, she goes, well, you're on the right path. You're a stupid old man and you're trying to make your life better and your brain right. So, anyway, that is my what the fuck moment. Racism was that high in 1995 and I was fucking ignorant to it. Whew. So let me take a quick drink.
Oh wait, that's right, Tristan. You didn't have a WTF moment, did you?
Nope.
No, he doesn't. But I tell you what. Let's do this. Let's break it up a little bit.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Oh shit is right.
There we go.
I don't know. I'm going to leave this up to the man himself. He's going to give us one or two things, either an FMK or what did we call it, Russell?
What would you do?
Yeah.
Russell, why are you wearing that shit on your shirt?
You can't just be a fucking fair weather fan. We all can't fucking support LeBron James, Tris. So,
I respect that, but
oh no.
First of all, I'm a Carolina Panthers fan. I know pain too, motherfucker.
That's good. I'm happy for you.
Hey,
Russell,
there are a few things that y'all can work on in the off season.
That's the
well,
truth.
the thing, J Love, I feel for my boy. I love Russell. Russell's
I
one
do
of my.
too. I mean,
I love him to
fucked up
death,
thing
and I
is-
feel for him. But dude, listen to this, J Love. In 27 years, I've only won 5 playoff games. What do I expect? I should be happy as a fucking lark that we won 1 playoff game this year. And I mean, that's what more? As an Aggie fan, if I win 8 games in a year, I am throwing a fucking party. I'm used to winning 7 a year.
All I'm saying is my Jayhawks have lost the last 3 in a fucking row in round ball, and I'm like, what in the fuck are y'all doing?
I did watch
Baylor
get him the other night.
Yeah, what the fuck ever.
All right, here we go. Here we go. I'm going to give it up to my boy Russ down on the river.
All right. So I've got 2 FMKs, but I did something today and I put some thought into this, and y'all bear with me. We're going to do what would you do? And I wrote this out.
What would you do?
What would
Whiskey
you do?
and Wisdom edition.
Yes. And at the end of this, I'm going to give you 4 options, and I want you to explain to me why. Okay.
Oh.
So bear with me. You're not going to hate this, J Love. You're not. And I wrote this in my handwriting, so forgive me if I
I'm
can't
gonna
read
roll
it.
my eyes like Donnie.
Okay. Well, just don't.
All right,
Just
Donnie,
don't roll your eyes.
on the count of 3. We
On the
roll
count
our
of
eyes.
3.
1, 2, 3.
Hey,
Go, let's go, Russell.
As long as Donnie doesn't roll his eyes and eat a hamburger at the same time on the podcast, we're good. All right.
Hey.
So,
Fuck that.
here we, oh no! All right, here we go.
I like eating.
All right. What would you do? Your best friend and your little sister are newlyweds. You're extremely happy and proud due to the fact that you and your wife are now very close with both your little sister and your new brother-in-law. You do everything together. Kids hang out together, social outings, vacations, etc. However, last week, you happened to see your best friend at a local bar with another woman and saw him get in the car with said woman, drive off with said woman after watching a long makeout session in the parking lot. Now, obviously, this hurts to see your best friend betraying your sister. It hurts to see your sister's husband because, that's your sister. There's a few problems with this situation. First, this is your little sister. You love her. You always want to protect her. Secondly, your best friend is your best friend. But in this scenario, he's also your boss, and he pays you extremely well, more than what your resume and academic pedigree should pay you. He also, your best friend, also knows about some infidelity early on in your marriage with your wife,
Fuck.
and he never said one word.
I
So I'm gonna
swear
give
I
you
didn't
one
tell
of
him your life, Donnie.
one of four answers. A, run and go tell your sister. B, ignore the situation completely. C, confront your friend. D, other. And when you give the answer, give me a why, and you can play out what you would do.
This requires too much
I'll go
thought.
first. I'll go first. I haven't cheated on a significant other in 30 plus years. So my initial reaction, confront him and commence to whip an ass. But in your scenario, obviously, I did something bad at some point. So
Got to cover your ass.
yeah, I would
And-
still
and your
confront
paycheck.
him. I would still confront him, but we would have a long, long talk, and it would be, listen, I'm all for beating your ass and and getting fired and fuck my paycheck. But I don't want to see my life ruined and your life ruined. How can I help you to get over this? Or how can I help you figure this out? And get on the same page. That would be my reaction.
J Love.
I would ask him if he possibly needs help with the chick in the parking lot, and
Of
see
course
where
you
see where
There we go.
see
There
where
we
we can
go.
go with that chick.
There we go.
I mean, honestly, I mean, in this scenario, I don't. I mean, I don't think there's anyone on this fucking panel right now that can honestly fucking. I don't know. We've all got skeletons
watch
in our
me.
fucking. Well, maybe you.
Oh, Tristan.
But I mean, we've all got fucking skeletons in the closet. Some of us got boneyards. But
What are you gonna do?
I think that you know what, that whole what happens in the band stays in the band. I don't know. It's kind of hard. I don't have a sister, so it
Well, I
doesn't
don't
fucking
either.
matter
I do.
to me.
I'll tell you what I do.
You know,
I do.
I know
too.
exactly what I'll do. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go.
lose your job.
I'm gonna go
lose your
blacklist
job.
on them. Maybe blacklist kind of mafia. I'm gonna call J Love.
Hmm.
I'm gonna say, hey, J Love, or
Yes, sir.
Russell, or
Hey, Jay,
Russell, or somebody. I'm gonna say, look, here's the thing. Here's what's going on. Or somebody, close to somebody, and say, all right, hey,
Well, we all
here's
like
what's
to hunt.
here's what's going on. You were at the bar. You saw this. Just go up and say, hey, my sister's name's Claudie, or that's what I call her. Go up to her and say, hey, Claudie, saw whatever Trent or whatever the fuck his name would be.
Tristan.
Yeah, so I saw your husband Tristan at the bar and kind of having a bunch of drinks and took off with old Sarah. What's did y'all meet somewhere or what's going on?
Took
And
off
she's
with
going to pose a
Wednesday
question
Addams.
and let my sister go and confront him with a question saying, hey, they saw you here. What happened? That's what I would do. Go ahead, Tristan.
I ain't saying shit.
Dude.
Why not? Oh, you're
I
not
knew that
saying
was
shit.
coming.
Okay.
This
Option
motherfucker
B, ignore the
done
situation.
he done set it up like he was gonna fucking come in here and be
didn't.
I
all
did. I
fucking,
thought so too, Justin.
I thought that he
No.
was gonna come in here and say, you ain't motherfucker, and then he has nothing. This motherfucker.
No, I'm not saying shit. I mean, it ain't none
You
of
know
my
what?
business.
Hey.
It ain't none of my business.
Hey, you know what? Fist bump from way down in
Family's
Tejas,
not your
'cause, You know
business?
what happens in the band stays in
Nope.
the band, bro.
No, not at that age. Nope. Not at that age.
Wow.
I think I think
It's
the
your
situation
fault-
would be
it's your
different
fault
if
for
I had a
marrying a-
sister, but
It's
I
your
don't have
fault.
a fucking sister. Donnie
It's
doesn't have a sister. I mean,
It
I can
is-
role play all fucking day, but I don't
Yeah, I
know.
mean,
Well, that's what
I'm
this
just
is
giving
about.
you.
real quick.
I'm giving you my opinion. If I had a sister, or I mean,
It's your
But I'm-
fault for marrying a scumbag.
I'm an only child. Not
I have a sister, and that's how I would handle
and your
it.
scumbag.
Because I'm going to try to hold
And
on
your
to my
boss.
job. I'm going to try to hold on to my job, but I want my sister to know. So I'll make up some kind of fucking scenario, just like women do. I'll make up some kind of scenario where somebody tells her, and she just starts asking questions. And that's what would happen for me. That's what I would do. Russell, well, Russell, this is your question. I know you have an answer.
Well, hold on just a second.
Oh, here we go.
All right. So I'm of the I think self-preservation here is key. And keep in mind, this is your best friend. You grew up with this guy. So
I
as
can
far
get
as
other best
self-preservation,
friends.
I yes, that's true. I think you confront your friend in a way to, hey, listen, you had my back and kept your mouth shut when you knew what was going on with me. I don't want to put this, obviously damages our friendship and our trust, but you need to figure out a way to stop this behavior, tell your wife, my sister, where there's going to be a problem. And I hope that doesn't ruin our friendships and me lose my job. And if you talk about what happened in my marriage previously, I'm just going to deny the shit out of it
and beat your ass.
and beat your ass.
And lose
I
my
like
job.
being-
Well, this is what I love about this podcast. Basically, five different ways to handle one situation. Again, without having been there, it's tough, but I like this. 5 different ways to handle one situation.
This is kind of like
Guys-
that 50 ways to leave your lover bullshit.
That was a pretty good song too.
Paul Simon song. It was
Yeah.
a cool song. It was a cool song.
Dude, they did things right back then, man.
We are dating ourselves. Tristan has no fucking clue what we're
Yeah,
talking
but bro,
about.
that's back when they wrote good music and our boy and I know I'm going to segue, just bear with me. Justin, Jack came in, got his truck. It's all a done deal.
I saw that.
we were
That's
back
one
there-
ugly fucking truck.
Dude, it's a beautiful truck.
No, it's not. It's ugly.
Oh my gosh, it's amazing.
It actually is.
It's a
beautiful
1 ton.
truck.
It's a 1 ton high country with a flatbed. Oh, it's a beautiful truck. Anyway, what I was getting at is we were back there taking shit out of his truck, and he started playing his music. Texas swing. I forgot how much I love Texas swing music. I mean, that shit is just amazing, amazing music.
We're all over the place. Both Jack and I, we as far as our musical libraries go, I mean, it's all over the fucking place.
Ugh.
There's
But
no
Texas
fucking
swing,
telling.
dude. You just forget
There's
about
no telling
Texas
what you'll
swing.
listen to.
You forget
Yeah, I
about
mean, you'll-
Texas swing. It's just it's
I
a
mean,
beautiful.
You get in my vehicle and there's Bob Wills.
Yeah.
There's Bob Schneider. Then it goes to ZZ
when I was
Top,
when I
then
was
it goes
coaching
to-
at Stephen F. my shortstop,
Mhm.
his grandfather was one of the original Texas Playboys. He was a
Nice.
rhythm guitarist for Bob Wills. Anyway, sorry about that, dude. Let's get on to Preacher John's podcast. I know some of you guys heard it. Some of you guys listened to it. It's gotten over 70 views on YouTube. We've gained, I think, 8 more followers because of it. It's updating live. We had 2 more views over this last hour. 2 other people were watching it. He gave his opinion on the Bible, his belief on the Bible, and all that stuff. I'm going to have him on again because I just think it's good to have a different view. I'm just going to ask you guys, what if y'all don't all leave me at once? God damn, where the fuck did y'all go? These guys are just running.
Everyone's
Tristan,
gone.
I don't guess you listened to it.
Everyone's got a boo
I had,
boo
to
or
turn
something.
I had to turn the air down. It was at 71.
Anyway, I just want to go. I mean, give me 2 or 3 minutes of what you think about what he says, about his belief, about his point of view. He was pretty adamant about what he believed. He gave, scripture to back what he believed up. He gave some things that he believes in that I don't believe in. Anyway, I just thought it was a really good talk, a 48-minute talk. Russell, let me start with you, because
Sure.
I know you listened to it. Sure.
Uh-huh.
What do you think about the podcast? What do you think about what he said? And where do you stand on that?
Well, first of all, compliments to my boy John. We work together, but we don't, interact talking about that type of stuff often. So the knowledge and the man, if he knew as much about selling cars as he did about the Bible, he'd be
Stop it!
Grant Cardone.
Stop it!
I'm meaning it as a compliment.
Jeez, you had to go there. I knew you were going to do that. You son of a bitch.
No,
Well, let's hope he's not listening.
He will.
I'll tell him that. I think a lot along the same lines as John does. But man, the fact that he could just spit out, the verses, the chapter, the fact that he's read the Bible 26 times cover to cover, very impressive. But the biggest takeaway that I took from what he was saying is, and me and Coach had this discussion today, it all comes back to faith. We all agree the Bible was written. We all agree that there's certain parts of the Bible historically that are correct. There's documentation, archaeological evidence of that type of stuff. But it just boils down to your faith, and that is the one part for him that was poignant with me. Saying that he's felt God speak to him, and he has felt the power of God. There's been situations in my life. There's one time in particular where I was sitting at a red light, and I was looking at something in my seat or something, and the light turns green, and I'll never forget it. And it wasn't a voice. It wasn't it was just something that I could have been a voice. It's been so long ago, but it said, "Russell, don't move. Don't move. Russell, stop. Don't go." And literally, it felt like it was a 30-second time, and I didn't. It probably was more like 5 or 10 seconds, and I didn't go. And right about that point, an 18-wheeler goes flying through an intersection 15 seconds after the light turned green. Well, that would have probably ended my life. And I remember sitting there just feeling this overwhelming sense of somebody was looking out for me. And so for him to say he's felt that, I feel like that was the moment in my life where I had a higher power, somebody, whether it was God or what it was, but the fact that he knows what he felt, to me, that was pretty, pretty indicative of his faith and how he is. So I thought it was very good.
Cool. Donnie, did you get a chance to listen to John?
I did.
What did you think, buddy?
It was definitely interesting. I think he's got a lot of good points. I do understand where he's coming from. I can agree with a lot of things, like Christianity is not a religion.
Right.
I understand the difference between the King James and other versions. I think where we differ is when it comes to Council of Nicaea. When we get to that spot, even the King James was reinterpreted and
define Council of Nicaea, please, for
so the Council
idiots
of Nicaea
like me that don't know.
Okay, so the Roman Catholic Church pre 380-ish was not Christianity. It was paganism. They worshiped the pagan gods. Roman Catholic, not Roman. Sorry, the Romans. Let me rephrase that.
Right.
The Romans, which controlled most of Europe, the religion was paganism. In about 380-ish AD, they changed to Christianity. The They created the Roman Catholic Church, which became the Vatican.
Right.
The Library of Alexandria was raided. All of the documents from history, thousands and thousands and thousands of years, were stolen by the Vatican.
Imagine that.
They then rewrote all Bibles to be published based on the Council of Nicaea. The Council of Nicaea deemed any scripture, any scrolls, any prophecies that did not proclaim the divinity of Christ to be fake prophets, fake prophecies. So in my opinion, God sent his only begotten son to live among us and die for our sins, but he sent him as a man, and man is flawed. Now, that doesn't mean that he wasn't divine and perfect, but he's still flawed. So in one of the scriptures you asked me to send you, which I did, it shows that he had desires of different things. He was conflicted. He was torn, but he still made the right choice.
Right. So that made him flawed in your eyes?
Not flawed, but it
You
made
said
him
he
human.
was flawed.
Because humans are flawed. Humans are sinners by definition. We are.
But did he sin? I guess my question is,
I
did
don't
he
know that
sin in his
sinned,
33
and
years
I
on
don't
the
know that
earth?
he sinned, and the book doesn't say that he sinned,
Right.
but it says that he was conflicted and
Right.
he had choices. Just like when the devil tempted him and used the scripture against him, he was
Right.
still torn in that sign, but he made the right choice because he chose to
Right.
quote another scripture. But that shows that he's not divine. It shows that he's human. And anything that conflicted with that was tossed aside. Now that's one of the ones that I've read. I've read about 12 of them. But how many more were out there that we don't know? We didn't know about the Book of Mary Magdalene until 1990. Let me see.
So we're not and J Love made a point, or his opinion when we were pre-gaming is that he thought maybe that Jesus did take a part with the prostitute. Right? I know what you said, J Love?
I don't know
well,
that.
to an extent. I mean, like well, I'll let Donnie finish and then
Yeah. Okay.
The Dead Sea, I don't remember when the Dead Sea Scrolls were found, and it's not showing me when I Googled it.
So basically, it doesn't matter. We don't have to get that deep into it. My thing is that's where you and him differ, because there has to be other books there showing that he is flawed and he wasn't perfect.
I don't know that there are. I literally don't know that there are. But the Council of Nicaea literally threw out so many. These were discovered in September of 1991. They were originally discovered in the 60s, but they couldn't be interpreted until 91. So when this was discovered, you're talking about 1,200 years later. That's what we know of.
Right.
What do we not know of? Because
exactly.
the Council of Nicaea was definitely man. They were definitely biased because they didn't care about the divinity of Christ. They cared about spreading their religion to make taxes to keep people in order.
Right.
That's what they cared about. Like,
right.
They basically admit it. So that's where me and him differ. We are very close along Old Testament, moving forward, but when the Romans got involved,
okay,
they didn't spread Christianity because it was faith that they believed, they were confident in, they were doing the right things because that's what the Bible said, that's what Jesus wanted. They spread it for control and power. And
They
with power and
spread their
control
religion,
comes-
not they didn't
Well, it
spread
was a
Christianity.
exactly. They spread
was
a
a
religion.
political
They
move.
They
changed
spread their
Christianity.
religion.
They changed Christianity to
Right.
Catholicism.
Right.
And you even said it. What happened when they went Catholic? They took out the relationship with God.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Now you had a relationship with the church. The
Right.
church came before you could get to God.
Right.
So
Right.
King James Version was written after that. But it's based on what they allowed in, and that sucks. I wish it wasn't so, but it is what it is.
Well, the Bible that I read, and the reason I ask is the Bible that I read has nothing to do with Catholicism or the Southern Baptist or Methodist, Buddhism, none of that. It just tells a story. Tells a story. Of course, the Old Testament was about, the prophecies and things that were going to happen and the things that did happen. And then in the New Testament, it just talks about his 33 years walking in faith to bring people closer to his Father, which was actually him. That's what I read, And now, are there other books? Okay, there are
Sure.
other books, but what are they going to tell me that is going to make me differ from? He walked the earth for 33 years without sin, because he couldn't have been the anointed savior for everybody if he had sinned. It would have fallen flat. So my deal is, and I'm with you, Donnie. There's a lot of these religions that change their thing. My thing is, when I read the Bible, I don't read this is where you go and do what I call Catholicisthenics. You stand and you kneel and you sit and you go and you got to do all that. I don't get that. So I'm kind of confused. I do agree with you, Donnie. I think you and John are more alike than I thought you were in the beginning. 100%. I think that we can all find something or search for something that would make anybody doubt anything. And Russell was right when he told me, and this is one thing that me and Russell do agree on, is it comes with your belief in your faith. J-Love, what did when you heard John talk, what do you think? Give me your thoughts on that, please.
Well, I mean, like Donnie was talking about, it's everybody's beliefs are going to be different. I think somewhere along the lines, and Donnie's talking about books that a lot of people have no idea what they're probably listening, and they're like, "What the fuck is he talking about?" Because there's probably a lot of folks that haven't read those books. I mean, I'll be honest, I haven't. I mean, I've dabbled, but I haven't read. And I was listening, and I listened to it twice. I didn't finish up the second time, but when I was listening and just listening to John speak, and I mean, he had a lot of good points. He really did. Um, I still don't think that it, again, it goes back to like we talked about prior to all this. It what is written is completely different than what the man spoke. Completely different, and everybody's gonna put their interpretation on it. And well, no, he told me this, dude. I was there. He told me this, that kind of thing, and it's. I mean, this is something that we could really spend a lot of time on, and I think that we will going forward, because I know that you would talk about having John back on, and I think
Yeah,
it would
because
be
he
a good
believes
thing.
in extraterrestrials,
You know,
and I don't.
Okay.
I think it would be a good thing.
My opinion went up.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, to to have him back on, I think would be a good thing for all of us.
Yeah.
I still think a lot of us, including myself, there's parts of the mind that aren't quite open yet, and I want to. I mean, from a personal opinion, I want to open my mind and expand my beliefs,
Yeah, and I
and
appreciate
know
that because,
and
like
know
I
that
told you before
there's a
in the
lot more.
pregame, you guys have opened my mind 1,000% about a lot of other shit.
Well, the way I look at it is, you talked about, being the anointed one, and how could he be the anointed one if he had sinned? I mean, how the fuck do we know that? We weren't there. We don't know that.
No, but that's what
And
that's what I mean by that's what we meant by the written word.
you know,
So you're so the way you interpret the written word was it was it was it was told
the
it
way
was
I look at it is it was hearsay. The
yeah.
way I look
And
at
see, I don't. And see, I guess that's where me and John are different than you, is that Peter, Paul, James,
Mary.
John, all those, they were there. They wrote those things
Sure.
and they're in those scrolls. Now, where it changed was when a religion grabbed hold of it. We still have the real written scroll, I believe.
You
We
know, and then
have that. It's
the
not
funny thing,
it's
you
not
you touched
hearsay. It
right.
really is
Well,
written. Now, for me to start a cult, I can get those scrolls and turn them into whatever the hell I want
well,
to make them
sure. I mean,
feed me.
any of us could. Any of us
Yeah,
could. I mean,
that's
fuck.
what I mean.
Look at
And
look at
and
Jim.
that's
Look at
fine. I
Jim
mean,
Jones.
huh?
So, but look at Jim Jones in the Guyana tragedy. Over 900 people died
Yeah,
because they found him to be a false prophet, or not a false
Dave,
prophet. They found him to be a god,
David Koresh.
and
David
David
Koresh the same
Koresh
way.
is the same way. The
Sure.
fact of the matter is, I know that we talk about false prophets, this, that, and the other. There's so many of them that walk amongst us on a daily basis. Joel Osteen is the biggest fucking false prophet I've ever seen. It's the most ridiculous fucking thing ever. And we talk about, you talked about religion. John
Mhm.
had said, because you had asked him, what is religion? And religion is, and it goes back to, providing, aid to the destitute and the weak and the down and out, this, that, and the other. That's not what religion is about these days. It's all about the fucking almighty dollar. That's not religion. That
Right.
is
Well,
not religion
but
at
it all
all.
goes back. I mean, the thing was, you don't believe in those words because it's hearsay. Because somebody said something,
Yes,
somebody
sir.
said something. Okay,
Yes, sir. It's like
our belief,
we talked about earlier.
our belief is this: John the Baptist was there. Peter, Paul, and Mary were there. They
You mean
wrote
the
it
band,
down.
Peter, Paul, and Mary?
Yeah, that was a joke.
Okay.
Peter, Paul, all those guys. They were there. They wrote it down. They saw it. They were told what to write. That was what happened. And it's just like I told him on the podcast. I grew
Who's
up in a Catholic. I grew up in a Catholic family.
You and me both. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
and
but who's
so
to say that they didn't partake?
anywhere these people had this Bible open, and I would go read it, and it would say the same thing that I'm reading here. The
Right.
difference is, for the Catholics to make some money, or for whoever to make some money, you would have to come and do your sins over. It was, you put rules in a religion. For me, there's no rules in that Bible. There wasn't. It's not hearsay. It's what this guy wrote, and so that's what I'm
But who's to
believing.
say? Who's to say that all those individuals didn't partake in the extracurriculars? Who's to say that?
Huh?
We don't know. Who's to say that those individuals didn't partake in those
Right, exactly.
extracurriculars?
No,
We
you're
weren't there.
exact. No, I wasn't there. You're exactly right. It all goes back to belief
The
and
faith.
faith. If you don't have belief and you don't have faith in that, then you have belief and faith in something else. It's just
I
like
have a
right now, you
belief-
have belief and faith that there's extraterrestrials. I
Right,
don't.
but I also have a belief and a faith that the Son of God was human, and he made fucking mistakes. Another thing he touched on in regards
What
to
mistakes did he make? Because I don't believe he made one mistake.
Why do you say that? Because that's
Because
what
it's in the written word that I read, that I believe in, that I have
in the
faith
written
in.
word that you
That I
believe
have
and
faith in.
faith in.
Yes.
But I have faith and believe that he fucked up. We're all human.
Okay, that's what I'm asking. Where, how, where did you get this from?
This is my belief. Who's to say that he didn't partake in those prostitutes? Who's to say that he didn't partake in the
Okay, that's
gambling?
what
Who's to
I'm
say that he
asking. That's
didn't
fine.
partake in
Yeah,
this, that, and
okay.
the other?
So you just it's
but
just in your head, you're thinking this is what happened. This is what you believe.
Right.
Okay.
True.
All right. No,
and
that's fine.
This goes back to, like you and I talked about before we really started this, about being born and raised Catholic,
Right.
and being an altar boy, this, that, and the other, and just week after week and month after month and year after year doing the same fucking bullshit. And I'd ask my priest. His name was Father Joe. He fucking looked. He's slicked back hair like Fonzie, but big old thick fucking Buddy Holly glasses. Carried a 1911 on his hip back in the late 70s, early 80s.
Right.
Constantly. But I'd ask him, I'm like, why do we have to do the same thing over and over and over? And his answer was, because that's just the way that it is. That's the only answer that he gave me. And I'm like, well, that's not a fucking answer. But again, that's what you're taught. That's what you're taught to
100%.
believe. So, again, everybody's opinion is different. And and it goes back to believing in a God. Do I believe in a God? Fuck yes, I do. I believe that there is an almighty and a powerful God, because if not, I do believe that God has a twisted sense of fucking humor. I really do. He sits there and he rolls the dice up there like it's a Dungeons and Dragons game, and he's like, yeah, let's see where we're going to fuck up today. Because again, he gave us free will. And,
okay, can I segue into this? Can I
Sure.
segue into this?
Sure.
Listen to this.
The fuck, Mary kill?
Nope.
Oh.
No.
What are you going to say when you stand in front of God?
No.
Why did you stay hidden? Why did you stay silent?
That was a good
Why
one.
did you demand faith instead of providing evidence? Why did you reveal yourself in a book full of historical inaccuracies and theological contradictions? If you knew that the vast majority of humans you created would end up in hell, why did you create them? Why did you create hell? How is infinite punishment justice for a finite crime? What is the point of torturing someone in hell if they can never get out of it and never learn? Why would you purposely tempt Adam and Eve? Did you want them to fail? I mean, when I had children, I baby-proofed my house. I didn't light a fire in the middle of the living room and tell them not to get close to it. Why didn't you condemn slavery? Why did you create rules explaining to humans how you wanted them to conduct their slave trade? Why are there only 10 commandments? Why did you think keeping the Sabbath day holy was more important to include than not graping people? Did you think it was more important to tell children they needed to respect and obey their parents instead of telling parents not to abuse their children? Why did you make it possible for humans to physically hurt each other? You didn't give us unlimited abilities.
You get the idea where she was going with it. And
Sure.
so my comment on that was this. I completely understand every single question you have. I don't believe or agree with any of it, but I understand where you come from. And the difference is the belief and the respect. Now, it did. Russell, I think, let me see if I could find the text, because I would rather, okay. So Russell texted me this, and thank you, Russell, because it did. I thought, it was, I got really, really, I went through the 5 stages. I was mad, I was angry, I was depressed. Because of what was said, right? But because we've been on here, you open your mind to things, and you look at things differently. And Russell said, he sent me this, and you said, I disagree with her, but makes your brain think a bit. That's what Russell told me. And I text him this. I said, that's a damn good TikTok, bro. I'm gonna play that on Wednesday for sure. But it never made me think. It made me sad. But it did bring light to my original faith. And instead of trying to rationalize the way I live by picking what works for me or doubting God instead of standing my faith, people can be like her and doubt and ask questions as to not have to have true belief or faith and live without consequences.
I think when we stop learning, we stop living, and it's, you know, the ability for you to be able to question that.
Can you turn your
and
mic up a little bit? I don't know why I'm not hearing you that good anymore.
Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, that's better. Say it again.
Okay.
Start again.
What I said is, you know, once we stop learning, we stop living, and the ability for you to take that, and you say you went through the 5 stages. I sit there and I question why did you go through the 5 stages? But to each their own. I
No,
think
because of this, I'm going
to
to tell you this because it made me so mad that she even questioned. See, that was the little part of my brain, the part that
Yeah.
wasn't open. You know,
But that's the problem with most people, like you're
Yes,
talking about.
yes, that was
because people are afraid to question anything. You know,
True.
so I've gotten to the point that I question everything, and it doesn't matter
Yeah.
what it is. Even when 99% of the time I know that I'm fucking going to be wrong, at least
Yeah.
I questioned it.
Yeah. That's the only thing in my life that I don't question. So that's the difference. But that's why I went through that little period of being mad and angry and all that. But then I have to open myself up and go, you know what? It's just like I don't believe in abortion, but if it's your body, your choice. You know what? Hey, hands up, do what you want to do. Just because I don't agree with it doesn't mean I have to be a hateful, vengeful fucking person. Russell
Exactly.
talked
And
to me.
it's also your body and your choice to not get vaccinated. Right.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
but yet the complete opposite of that is the fact that, like, say, Donnie and myself are pure bloods, and the fact that fuck that vaccination bullshit. But then at the same time, those that you know that we're not vaccinated or whatever, they are wishing death upon us, and oh my God, I can't believe you're going to do that to your family, this, that, and the other. And really,
Oh, my family doesn't even talk about it in
I'll
front of
tell
me
you
anymore because I'm not vaccinated. They don't even bring it up.
good for you,
Donnie,
Good for
go
you.
ahead. Donnie, go ahead.
Let me tell you. Let
Give me a
tell you
couple of
funny
minutes.
story.
Go ahead.
So I was in the hospital a couple of weeks ago with pneumonia. I walk in, full story,
You look hot, by the way. I'm telling you, you look amazing.
whatever. Anyway, walk in, they take my blood pressure.
Oh, no.
My blood pressure's up. They put the oxygen thing on me. They're like, wheel me to the back. Like, come on, we're going to the back. I'm like, okay. They start the IV prep. I'm like, what's going on? They put the oxygen on me. I'm like, how bad is it? They're like, your oxygen's 72, your blood oxygen level. I'm like, is that bad? And they're like, yeah, it should be in the high 90s. I'm like, how bad is that? And they're like, it's bad. So anyway, they're like, have you had a vaccine? And I was like, what vaccine? They're like, COVID. I'm like, no, I got COVID really, really early in 2020. I've actually been here quite a few times. You can pull up my medical records because I did work in that hospital. I put all the floors down, and we either had to have a negative test, a high MUL on our antibody test, or we had to have a vaccine to work there. And I had a high MUL. Well, they're like, you should probably get a vaccine. I'm like, check my records, check my MULs for antibodies. You'll be surprised. Yeah, but you should still get a vaccine. I was like, just check them. You've got my records here. we don't need to check them. You need to get it. I was like, I was literally one of the first people that got it in Tennessee. Oh, so you got Delta. I'm like, no. Delta came along a lot later. I got the first version, the original COVID-19. You may call it Alpha. Yeah, so you got Delta. I was like, okay, whatever. They're like, well, we got to give you a COVID test. I'm like, that's fine. I don't have COVID. You could have COVID. I was like, I don't have COVID. Something else is wrong. Like, I'm coughing up blood. I got something worse. They came back with a COVID test. It was negative. I was like, can you please check my MULs just for me? The antibody test. They're like, well, that costs money. I'm like, that's fine. I'll pay it. So she comes back in. She's got this disbelief look. She goes, your MULs are like 1242. I was like, oh, wow. That's up from the last time I was here, 1235. She goes, they don't go up. I'm like, did you look at my records? She said, no, it's just weird that you have that high. I was like, I told you I got original COVID. It's different. Anyway, she didn't believe me and asked me probably 30 times what blood pressure medicine I was on. I'm like, I'm not on any blood pressure medicine. My normal blood pressure's 124/82. It just happened to be like spiking because I had pneumonia and a viral infection. And when I get any kind of infection, my blood pressure goes up. I can tell because my ears will ring. My head feels full. I can tell you when my blood pressure's up. I've had strep twice a year throughout my life for 40 years. And when I get strep, my blood pressure goes up. So when I get a fever, I guess my blood pressure goes up. I'm weird. But anyway, she asked me 30 times what blood pressure medicine I was on. I'm like, I'm not on any. And I got to go in for my regular doctor is going to see me next week to kind of go over everything. And he said, I got this message from this nurse practitioner that you probably need to be on blood pressure medicine. And I was like, yeah, my blood pressure was like 160/94. And he goes, yeah, you were sick. I was like, yeah, she didn't understand that. He said, okay, we'll test it when you get in, but I have a feeling I know what it'll be. So I've been going into him for years. And I guess it's just funny that some people are so indoctrinated by, pharmaceutical companies that their original response is get vaccinated, take medicine.
Right.
You need prescriptions and you need vaccines. You're a customer. We're not going to fix you. We want you to keep coming back.
Exactly.
But
I mean, it goes back as far back as the cure for cancer or even the cure for AIDS, for that matter. I mean, late 70s,
Sure.
early 80s. There was a cure for AIDS, but you can't. You're not going to make money off of a well person. You won't. I mean, so big pharma in itself is the one of the biggest evils that there are, and to sit there and watch people die, but yet your pockets are getting full. I mean, how fucking Christian is that? I mean, since we're still kind of on the topic of religion, how fucking Christian is that?
It has nothing to do with Christianity, dude. They don't call themselves Christian. They call themselves pharmaceuticals.
Yeah,
that's way off.
To go back to what
the
Donnie had said earlier about the Dead Sea Scrolls, manuscripts discovered between 1946 and 1958.
Yeah. All right. I'm getting bored. Let's fucking pick this up a little bit. Russell,
bring that ass back like a boom, 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 boom.
Thank you very much. Bring that ass back. Russell, talk to me,
All
man.
right.
I'm losing my fucking buzz over here.
All right, here we go. So we're going to go.
This ain't no multiple choice shit again, because that fucked me up.
Well, goddamn, open your mind up, simpleton.
Oh my gosh, here we go. Simpleton.
We're going to go with
Dick.
teenage heartthrobs from television shows in the 1990s.
Oh,
First,
You know that makes us
First, we're gonna
pedophiles,
go-
right?
No, because
No, it doesn't, because
older
we
and the same age
we
as them.
were in the 90s, bro.
We were that age.
Oh, we're
We were
talking
that
about back
age.
then. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's-
I'm tracking.
These women are the
I'm
same
tracking.
age as us or older. So we're gonna go first one. Kelly Bundy, married with children.
Oh, Kelly.
Christina Applegate.
Yes,
Okay.
her and
Yes,
those
yes.
nipples. Jeez.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Kelly Kapowski, Saved by the Bell. Tiffany Amber Thiessen,
Bitch.
Oh.
and Topanga from Boy
Oh,
Meets
shit.
World.
Okay.
You can't get away from Boy Meets World. Dude,
Yeah,
let me tell you something. This-
there's something about
Russell
there's something
has-
going on with Russell.
yes, Russell has a thing. I'm going to go to his house. I bet you in his closet, J-Love, he's got a fucking poster. of
Who's the last
Topanga.
one?
No, he don't have a fucking poster. He's got a fucking shrine.
Who's the last one?
Topanga from Boy Meets World.
Sad
Oh,
thing is
Dan-
she still looks the same.
Oh, she's still super hot.
Danielle Fishel.
Daniel Fisham, yeah.
Fishel.
Fishel.
Says Fishel.
Yeah, she's still gorgeous.
I don't know about that.
All right, we ready?
All right, I'll go first.
Go
She got
ahead.
A lot of lip color.
So Christina Applegate, I'm gonna fuck because I think she's got like MS or some shit now, so she's all D to D.
No,
But-
this is in the 90s.
oh
No.
wait, back in the
No.
90s. Oh,
yes,
that's right.
it's the 90s. They don't change from that.
Okay, so wait,
Okay.
it's her, Kelly Kapowski, and Topanga. Okay, well, and if that's the case, then I'm going
Hey,
to
Justin, hold on. I want you to think on this a little bit more because it's kind of like Matthew McConaughey said. We get older, but they stay the same age.
Oh, that motherfucker.
Great line.
Okay, go
All
ahead,
right.
Justin.
Okay,
J-Lo.
so we will kill Kelly Kapowski. Sorry, there's two of them. Sorry.
Yes.
We'll kill Kelly Kapowski. We're gonna fuck Topanga, and we are gonna marry Kelly Bundy.
Wow. What can I get a Whoa Bundy?
I'll go. Oh, and this is tough. And please, I just. So, do you remember what was it? What was the show that Kapowski was on?
Saved by the Bell.
But she was
All right.
also
in Saved by the
with
Bell.
Pauly
In
Shore.
Saved by the Bell, when they go to the beach, what's her name? The owner's daughter.
Oh yeah, one with the raspy voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was her
Yeah,
name?
the one that was on the Scientology girl that got out of Scientology.
Yes.
Oh, Leah Remini.
Yeah, Leah Remini.
Yeah. So let me tell you something. I would crawl naked through 200 miles of broken glass just to smell her fart. So
Oh my
in
God.
that, look at Donnie. I love Donnie's reactions. I say shit just to get Donnie's reactions. I am creating a montage of Donnie's reactions because he's got the best when I say shit.
I don't know. What that is.
Kelly
I mean, you say some
Kapowski.
pretty fucking weird shit.
Kelly Kapowski, I'm killing her. She's done. Alicia Silverstone,
What?
she is
Who
my
the fuck are you talking
forever.
about?
She's
She's not even on here.
Who?
Not on here, bro. Topanga.
Good.
No, what was the
fucking
girl on Married with
God.
Children?
Oh,
Kelly
Jesus
Bundy.
Christ.
Yeah, Kelly Bundy. My bad. Kelly Bundy is my forever. Forever. Marrying her. No doubt. Kapowski's dead. And Topanga, just because of those lips, she's got to be able to suck a golf ball through 20-foot garden hose, John. I'm just saying. That's my list. Donnie, go ahead. Look, that's another face. Look at Donnie. Donnie just looked like he smelled a fart.
I'm killing Danielle Fishel. I know you like those lips, but they just look so fucking fake. Like, if you want big lips that don't look fake, go
Angelina Jolie.
Well, no, we're not there yet. We've got these
Like-
three right now.
Yeah, but those things look fucking weird. It's like
We're in the 90s, bro. Calm down.
I get it. I'm looking at her from the 90s. They were still fucking huge. It's like bees stung her. I'm like, what's wrong with your face? Anyway, I'm gonna fuck Tiffany Thiessen, and I'll give you one better. Like, she was hot in the 90s, but if you ever saw the USA Today or USA Network White Collar, dude,
She's
she
gorgeous.
played like this FBI housewife. Oh yeah. So I'm gonna bang her, and then I'm marrying Christina Applegate. I get it. It's that 90s rocker,
Yeah.
blonde, just
Yeah.
fucking-
Yeah.
I'm about 3
The
stages
stonewashed jeans and the
Oh, yeah,
fucking
it's like, I'm
nipples.
about-
And
and with the attitude, she's like, I'm about 3 stages from a fucking cunt. But you know, like,
Well, there was
you-
a movie.
you
There was
marry
a
her-
movie in the. Go ahead.
yeah, if you marry her, like, you're gonna get.
Well, there was a movie in the early '90s along the, when she was still doing Married with Children. But I mean, I'm assuming we're still talking about Kelly Bundy. But she did
Yeah.
a movie in the early '90s called Streets, and
Called what?
Streets.
streets. Hold on a
Yeah,
minute.
look it up,
God,
and
I don't
I'm
even know
looking
that
it
one.
up.
those
I mean,
fucking
she was in
titties
a
were out
lot
there.
of stuff.
Yeah,
in
she
a ton of
was.
stuff.
She was, but those titties were out there. So
So I mean,
Oh,
if you're gonna go there,
go ahead, Donnie.
Okay. No, I see it. It's 1990. Like, it looks like she played a hooker.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I mean,
that would be it.
oh my god,
even more to marry her.
dude, if we're gonna do this, Jennifer Love Hewitt.
Oh, come on now. We're not
In
doing
the-
all
Her
this.
neck's too long. She freaks me out. She is from Colleen though, so
J Love.
Are we?
I'm not saying that she's not a
I'm
beautiful
sorry.
woman.
I'm sorry.
I'm not saying that she's not a
Dude.
beautiful woman, but I don't know. Since we're going early '90s, okay, so you throw Jennifer Love Hewitt, Christy Swanson.
No, I'm just saying. You're. I mean,
Whoa,
you're
whoa,
talking.
whoa,
You're
whoa.
talking about.
But hey, I'll be throwing these fuck Mary kills out for a while, so you'll
Listen.
get your chance, J Lo.
All right.
90s, she played in a
Where
movie
the fuck
called
did Tristan go?
He
We
spanked
bored
her.
him. It was.
I
Anyway,
I got-
she played in a
I got a '70s fuck Mary kill if we have time. So just
Oh.
so
slow your
she
slow your
played
roll.
in a she played in a 90s movie, 99, called Claudine's Return. Oh
Who are
yeah.
we talking about? Jennifer Love
the-
Hewitt
no,
or
the chick
Christina
from-
Applegate?
Christina Applegate. Oh yeah.
Hmm.
You need to watch that. Like,
This was before the MS set in.
yeah,
Dude,
I mean,
where
this
are
was-
you getting this
this was right
MS,
after-
bro?
She's got
She's
MS.
got
has
multiple
MS.
sclerosis.
Really?
Where have you
She's got
been?
diagnosed. Yeah, she can't
Yeah.
even walk these
I
days.
thought you were just being a dick.
No,
I
she
mean,
does.
No.
She's
Sorry.
playing in
Yeah,
a TV series called Dead to
I mean,
Me,
it'd probably be easier
where
to
she
bang
has
her,
like
but
this small
whatever.
recurring role.
Oh my gosh, J Love.
No, she's got MS.
Such a fucking
Yeah, they-
cocksucker.
Oh,
She's
Hey,
gonna have. She's gonna have.
Russell,
to retire.
go ahead. Russell.
All right.
Russell.
So I asked a few people at work, and I
J
think
Love,
that
you're sick, dude.
the consensus for people in my age group, and y'all are kind of some old fucks. So,
I will
compared
still
to
be
me,
your pallbearer.
Thank you. Appreciate that, Coach.
I'll piss
I'm
on your
going to.
ashes.
I'm going to thank you for that too, J Love. We're going to kill Kelly Bundy. I'm going to fuck Topanga. I'm gonna marry
Jesus
Kelly
Christ.
Kapowski.
You know what? I swear. I mean, Donnie and I just need to fucking just go and I don't know.
I think we should do a poll on the website. I'm just saying.
I think you, could, I think you need to smoke a pole.
That would be awesome. If we could figure out a way to do the whole fuck, marry, kill and get away with it without fucking everyone getting their fucking little panties in a wad. Yeah.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, like Russell was saying, I mean, putting it on the website to where we do a fuck, marry, kill and then take a poll as to who would do
Who was
this.
right.
And who would do.
Yeah.
All right, Justin, you want to hear a joke?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to tell you a joke.
You?
Russell, shut up. Hey,
Is this a dad joke?
no, it's not a dad joke. Quit asking
I mean-
questions. God damn it. So the doctor called me today and said, "Hey,
Oh no.
That's all.
your wife, I got her record screwed up and they're mixed up." I said, what the fuck are you talking about? He goes, "Well, she could have either Alzheimer's."
Donnie's response was fucking perfect. That's awkward.
I mean, it
Sorry.
was.
Go ahead.
Your wife could have either Alzheimer's or syphilis. I said, "Doc, what do you mean you screwed up?" He goes, "Well, you can have one of the two." I said, "What am I supposed to do?" He goes, "Well, I'll tell you what you do. Put her in your truck, drive 10 miles out of town, get her out of the truck, haul ass back home, leave her out there. If she comes home, don't fuck her." Come on, dude. Come on.
That was that was a dad joke.
That was a great joke.
That was a
Donnie
fucking
didn't
dad
get
joke.
it because he's too much of a
No, I mean,
theoretical
listen.
physicist, and he overthinks shit that he's not even funny anymore.
No, I got 10-year-old twins and they tell me dad jokes all the time. They're like, "Hey dad, why'd the guy get fired from the banana factory on his first day?" I was like, "I don't fucking know." Because he was throwing away all the crooked bananas. I'm like, that's
Oh.
not
That
a
was
fucking
nowhere
joke.
close to the joke that I just told.
I know, that's
Yeah,
what I'm
but it was
saying.
still funnier
It
than
was-
your fucking shit.
It was pretty funny compared to yours
Oh
It
my
was.
gosh, y'all can both eat a dick. Like,
with
Uh,
milk.
No. Mm. All right.
J Love,
Yes,
are you
sir.
ready for? I'm ready for a shock and awe moment.
Well, you know what? No.
You didn't get
that's
one?
what I was. No, that's what I was saying. I mean, we're going to start this next week, not this week, but next week.
Okay, we'll start it next week.
So
Donnie,
we'll
it's your
start it
time.
next week.
Political news, Donnie.
Are
Here
we
goes.
ready?
We are headed. This is Whiskey and Wisdom After Dark, the political edition, the political time. Y'all, please don't go to sleep on us because this is really, really good shit.
Oh no, they won't go to sleep because this is good stuff.
Go ahead,
So,
Donnie.
If you haven't paid attention in the last couple of weeks or the last month, really 2 months, Trump was raided because he took classified documents. If you are a president, there's a transition period. You get on your plane, you're responsible for, according to, and I'm giving this according to the web, so it's not my opinion. This is what I've learned. You can Google it. You're responsible until you pass over the presidency to the next guy for all of the military secrets, all of the commands, all that good stuff. Some of that stuff is listed as classified documents. Now, let's first talk about what levels of classified. There's confidential, secret, top secret. That's what the government says. Now, if you dig deeper, there's compartmentalized secret, and compartmentalized top secret. They don't announce that. It's not on their websites anywhere, but if you dig, you can find it. There's also restricted, which is just basically bullshit. So when you get to compartmentalized secret, compartmentalized top secret, those are usually things like the current Speaker of the House just announced he wasn't going to allow Swalwell on the Intel Committee. The Intel Committee gets top secret briefings, but Pelosi and McCarthy get what's called compartmentalized. And he didn't say it outright, but he talked about it in his interview. We get stuff that they don't see. What he got was Swalwell was communicating with a Chinese spy or a Chinese informant, something like that. So he should not be allowed on the Intelligence Committee because of that. That's a layer above top secret. So what we found in the last few months is Trump took documents, Biden took documents, Pence took documents. There's no reason for Biden or Pence as a vice president to take those documents. There's just zero reason. Now, let's use that as a political strategy. Could someone have planted the documents? Of course. I mean, that the FBI is not above that. The CIA is not above that. But as far as political ammunition goes, when Trump was found to have documents, he knew he had them. He was communicating with the National Archives constantly. Right. His lawyers were. They even told him to change the lock, make it more secure. Then Biden gets a hold of it. Right. Biden gets a hold of it, sends the DOJ to raid the house and get all the documents. Now, what were in those documents? We don't know. We've got rumors and speculation, but he asked for them to be completely released. They did not. So on November 4th.
That should tell you something.
Yeah, November 4th, after the election, the National Archives sent something over to the FBI, the DOJ, saying, hey, we know documents are in Biden's possession at Penn and his house, the Penn Biden University. We need to go get those. They knew about it before the election, but they chose to wait until after the election. And if you want to ask why they chose after, it's purely political. It's to let the Democrats have a fair chance, supposedly. That's actually not fair. That is hiding information, just like Hunter Biden's laptop was hidden. But when Trump came out, or when they found Trump's and they went through it and they DOJ, Mike Pence comes out and is just ripping him to shreds on everything he can do. And then this week it's found that Pence had classified documents. Now, we don't know the classification levels. Confidential could be something like a memo between two people discussing a political affiliation or meeting. Secret usually means, and I'm telling you this from experience because I was married to an engineer who had top secret clearance. And the way that the company explained it to us when we were on tour, confidential means it is level 2. Restricted means, we probably don't need the public to see it. Confidential means we don't want the public to see it. Secret means we don't want just anybody that works in here to see it. A confidential, a janitor could see something and not understand it, but it could be okay. Secret, janitors don't see that. People don't see that, just random people that work there. Top secret is completely different. Top secret has another layer of protection where you can't take your phone in, you can't document it, you can't talk about it. There's another layer of protection for that. And you have to get cleared for all of these. You have psychological tests, you have your family is tested. They'll listen to your phone conversations. They will, and you have to sign off on this. They will interview past employers. They'll interview past spouses. They'll interview everybody. When you go past that, you aren't really in military operations. If you are, then you've been cleared for another layer. That would be Area 51 layers. That would be Groom Lake. That would be Boeing, Skunk Works. That would be Northrop Grumman's SR-72, SR-73, RQ-180, things like that. So
you said Area 51, right?
Yeah. When you go compartmentalized, it's beyond top secret. Look at it this way. The Area 51, Grooms Lake, all of that area over there that is in Nevada, the testing centers.
Grooms
Lake.
Like a
Grooms Lake is the big, huge dry lake bed where most people think Area 51 has moved away from. If you Google Maps Area 51, you can see everything. They're not going to allow
Okay.
you to see
The
everything.
reason I'm asking, Don, is because there's probably more people out there than just me that have no fucking idea and have never heard of this. So I want to make sure
So-
that they're able to go out and Google and look at
Oh,
this, and that way they come next week and they can even comment. And by the way, you guys that are listening, you can go to the comment if you're on your phone and listen. Donnie, hold on to your thought, please. If you're watching this on your phone, because I did this with a couple of people at work, watch it on your phone. Turn your phone sideways, long ways like this. If you turn it sideways, long ways like this, right here, there's going to be a little square with like a downward dick. Hit that and you can comment. Please go comment, because I've had at least 15 people contact me and John that they couldn't comment. They wanted to. You can comment all you want. Go to YouTube, turn your phone sideways and hit the comment bar, and you can ask us anything, or you can just comment and tell us we're full of shit or whatever you want to do. But make sure you go to YouTube, you like, follow, you share, become a subscriber. It doesn't cost you anything. And then comment down there to things that you want to hear, and to make sure that we're getting you all the information you want to get, and you're enjoying what we're doing. Anyway, thank you for that. Donnie, go ahead, bud. Sorry.
So if you Google Maps Area 51, it's very strange because at the moment they're changing some stuff up. So Google Maps Area 51 Nevada, you don't get a clear image. When you put on your layers, you get a little bit clearer, but you have to really start digging and it'll move you away from Area 51. So if you don't know where it's at, you really have to go back and forth and try to find it, because it'll move you up to Bald Mountain. But if you start digging, you can find everything on there. To the west of the Area 51 complex, you'll find a road. That road you can clearly see leads directly into the mountain. It just dives into the mountainside. And you're like, well, why would there just be a random road going into the mountain? Like, that doesn't make any sense. But
Holy shit, this
if you
is
go back
fucking
and
cool,
look at-
Donnie. I am doing exactly what you're telling me to do right now.
if you look at different things in that Grooms Lake area, you'll find there's like 4 roads that drive directly into a mountain.
Can y'all see that?
Yep.
I don't know. Are you sharing screen?
No, I'm not
Yeah.
sharing the screen. I'm just
Yeah,
pointing it.
But you'll see that to the west of it, it looks like so coming out of Area 51, there's a main road that goes over to Sedan Crater. If you go to the west of that directly, you'll see a road that makes a little circle, and you'll see some buildings and some random things. And then if you go to the north of that, you'll see this random road that literally drives up through the middle of the desert.
Oh,
and then,
shit. Yeah, I see.
and then ends in a mountain. It just drives into the mountain.
Anybody that's listening, you need to go to Google Earth.
talking about
and
Bald Mountain, right?
check. I see the lake
Sedan-
now. If you're on Google Earth, you guys that are listening to this shit, go to Google Earth and this will freak you the fuck out. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to sleep tonight, but yes, check this out. Go ahead, Donnie. Sorry.
It's
found the aliens.
basically- I don't know. that
Shut
it's
the
aliens.
fuck up.
Like, I'm not going to say aliens. Like,
This is
I will.
fucking crazy.
look at it this way. If you are the US government and you're testing highly sensitive, top secret planes, like
Fuck
the
no, don't share my
SR-72.
location.
or the RQ-180 or the Gen 6 fighter planes. You are going to want to fly those when there's no satellites above you. But
All right, bro,
satellites-
Donnie. So all the buildings, like the ass
Area
end of the
51?
buildings, are against the mountains,
Right.
and so they can
But-
see. Okay, go ahead.
Here's the kicker. Google and other satellites fly over that thing multiple times a day. So they're always getting high resolution pictures. If you scroll in to like Google Maps, you can go all the way down and see the Janus planes on the runways. Like there's 2 Janus planes on Google Maps right now. And
Come on, I'm here.
then if you scroll up some, you can see some
Holy
hangars and-
fuck, I see them.
You can see some hangars. You can see cars. You can
Bro.
see trucks. There's 2 helicopters at the north end of that. So there's a variety
Bro.
of different. I mean, our satellite.
Look at this
imagery-
shit, Russell. Okay, hold on. Right there. Those are
Yep.
planes, bro. Look,
Mhm.
those are 2 little planes right there.
Okay. So do you
They're
see
not
the very
little.
bottom of the runway?
Yeah, none of them
Wait.
are little.
All right. Do you see the bottom of the runway? It looks like it goes all the way down and it's got a little turnaround.
Yeah.
All right. Go directly over and you'll see some blue mountains.
Yeah.
All right. Go down from the blue mountains, go completely south, and you'll see a road. And if you look at that road, it dead ends into a mountain.
Come on, dude.
It's like right in the middle of the blue.
Yeah, I see it.
All right. Scroll all the way in on it.
No, dude. You're gonna freak me the fuck out, Donnie.
That goes directly into a mountain.
Come on.
Why would it go directly into a mountain? It's because
Goes to a tunnel.
mountains don't have what's called ground penetrating radar. You can't get through rock. You can get through a building with GPR pretty easily. So they would be able to look with an infrared or a GPR and see into a building unless it was shielded. But they can't go 20 levels deep. So that's where your compartmentalized stuff comes in, because that's the stuff that is above current production. That is future production. So when you see
Say that again, motherfucker. Please say it again.
Okay, so top secret, and I know this because my ex-wife did this. She would test stuff, and she caught them.
You're not going to get us killed, are you, Donnie?
no.
By saying this shit?
Stores are
Okay.
basically stores are anything that's going to come off the airplane. Her job was to create a navigation system so that if the plane was on a bank at an upward roll and the missile or rocket came off, she created the guidance system to keep it from flying back into the plane. Because
Okay.
if let's say that you're flying straight like this and you drop it and it goes, that's fine. But if you are on this way and you drop it, it's kind of okay. If you're upside down and try to drop it, it's not going to
Yeah,
drop. It's got to
it's
go
not gonna
up
drop.
first. So it would drop right back into the plane. So there's
For
various-
those of y'all that are listening and you're bored, this is too bad. You need to get on Google Maps and fucking check this out. I am
But-
completely in awe. I'm probably going to sleep tonight. Not going to sleep tonight.
Antarctica.
Checking this shit out.
Antarctica, however you say it.
So-
Antarctica.
Antarctica.
So
Yeah,
compartmentalized
fucking
is above that.
wormhole.
Compartmentalized is stuff that isn't in production. That would be
Wow.
Come
on, man.
planes that are being designed or planes that have been designed and are in pre-production. Like they made mock-ups, they made buildings, they made, they're testing them outside of the wind tunnels or whatever. That could also be stuff that is like a compartmentalized top secret is the CIA file that is on JFK. That was,
Okay.
that was
Johnny.
listed as top secret, but it's literally considered compartmentalized top secret.
Okay.
So
Here's what
when
I
you
want to do.
take a document, let's get back to
Go
the
ahead.
documents.
Yeah, go ahead.
When you take documents, you're not denoting what they are. There's no designation outside of what Trump did. Trump said some of them were restricted, some of them were classified, some of them were top secret. A few were top secret. We haven't heard what Biden's or Pence's were. We just know that they took classified documents. That could be a variety of different things. It's my opinion that they took stuff that would incriminate them. Why would you not? Like,
Yes.
if you're going to take something, I'm the vice president. I want to take something out. Am I going to take something out about a plane or a meeting with
No.
Cuba?
No.
No. I'm going to take something that's, if the next guy sees it, he's going to be like, what the fuck? What did his guy do? So Biden's big thing was he took multiple things. He's saying he didn't know it, whatever. Some of them went to the Penn Biden library or whatever it is, research study. Some went to his
Which is
house.
funded by the CCFP or whatever.
Well, the China, that is in the Intel committee right now. They've requested all donations to Penn University and to the Penn Library think tank or the Penn Biden think tank.
Mm-hmm.
They want to see exactly who donated and what. But the big thing that came out this week is before they went to Penn Biden think tank, they were stored in Chinatown in New York City for about 3 weeks. So there's so many different things on classified documents, but I don't want to jump the gun on anything and say, just like Trump's were probably election stuff. I'm just guessing here, my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Election stuff against Biden, stuff against Hillary, stuff against the Steele dossier, stuff against the FBI or the CIA, where it showed some of the things that Elon's talking about right now. That's what I think he would have taken. I think Biden would have taken things related to Ukraine, China, and Hunter. I think Pence would have taken stuff that was related to January 6th, anything that he thought would incriminate him. But I do believe this is the break gate, as I don't know how else to say it, where we will see Obama, Bush Jr., Clinton, Bush Sr., and maybe even more. They're going to start
Jimmy
looking
Carter.
at all of these. They're going to look at all of these now because I think people have been doing it for years, and it wasn't a big deal till they went after Trump.
Right.
But politically, this is the fastest way to get rid of Biden and allow the California
Camel
governor.
toe.
Yeah, or
Yeah, but-
I don't think Kamala will get it. I
think it'll be Newsom.
I think it'll be Newsom, and what they'll do is I think they'll drag it out for the next year. And then when it comes election time, Biden will say he's going to run, but there'll be so
They'll
much
primary him.
backlash from the Democratic Party that Newsom will run. And
Yeah.
then they may let Kamala step in for 4 or 5 months or something like that. It won't be a big deal. It'll be a feather because they'll be like, we got our first woman president. It came to you from the Democrats. And then
Right.
when Newsom runs, he'll run with a female as well. So that's my political rant slash, update, what the fuck moment, whatever you want to call it. But I'm
you know,
interested.
you're talking about a for Newsom as far as a female running mate. I wouldn't go as too far as to say it wouldn't be MTG, Marjorie Taylor Greene. I think that she's
Sure.
she's good, but she's in it for what's going to benefit her. So I mean, it wouldn't put it past for her to go and do something like that. Completely, totally flip script. Completely.
Yeah. Sure. I mean,
Holy shit! I am so enthralled right now in my Google Earth
your
map.
Google Maps. Yeah, it'll fuck you up,
dude.
Yeah.
This shit.
Look up Antarctica. I mean, that shit will fuck you up, because
dude.
there's some shit going on down there that, yeah. Area 51 is one thing, but Antarctica is another.
This
Flat
is
Arctica.
fucking... Hey, I'll tell you what. Y'all want to move up to some fucked up shit? Let's do this.
No.
No. Yes, Russell.
No, I'm sorry. I'm talking to the dog. Sorry.
All right, J Love.
Fucking dogs. Yes, sir.
J Love.
Yes, sir.
You know who DeMar Hamlin is, don't you?
He's dead.
That guy.
He's dead.
He said it himself, bro.
You know the fact.
Seriously
of the matter is,
though, I really do. I really do want to talk about this. Like,
I mean,
all the
look
shit
at-
we talk about. Donnie,
you go back to
pay
you go
attention.
back to- he is paying
I'm
attention.
paying attention.
But
Okay.
he's fucking
I've
sexting and
got
texting. and,
emails I'm trying to respond to. I'm sorry.
I know.
So, but you go back to that first night, right? They
Yeah.
wheel out a fucking ambulance on there. And when was the last time that you ever saw any sort of public safety type of equipment, be it, whether it's a road sign or a fucking goddamn a car,
Police officer.
whatever the case may be. I mean, when was the last time that you ever saw a public safety, in this case, a vehicle not marked? I mean, that thing was not marked at all. There was no badges on it. There was no banners.
that was my first.
labels, no nothing.
Okay.
Fast forward 1 week later, they play, and they're all about, they got the stupid number 3s all over their jerseys and their helmets, and then you see people strategically placed in the stands that say, prayers for DeMar and we're with number 3 and all this bullshit. But yet, fast forward even from that and go forward to another week, there ain't no number 3s on their chest. There ain't no number 3s on their fucking helmets. Nothing. It's like he didn't even exist. And then all of a sudden, they're playing the Cincinnati Bengals with fucking Macaulay Culkin for the quarterback for the Bengals. That little prick. They show a distorted vision of an individual up there throwing up a wannabe heart sign, and then the double 3s and all this bullshit, which
The Illuminati thing.
I don't ever remember him doing no double 3 bullshit. But yeah, throwing up the Freemason sign and the Illuminati sign and whatnot. But yet, if this individual, Mr. Hamlin, is indeed alive and well, which we all know is gonna what's gonna happen is, as soon as this season is over, which their season is, you will see it come out in the news here next 6 to 8 weeks that he is suddenly passed, quote unquote, something to that nature. And but yet you see this individual and you see all these wannabe security guys around him, but he's a football player.
Can you see that?
He's not Elvis. He's not a president. Why does he need all this fucking this security around him? He's a nobody, and he's a nobody who never got fucking paid shit to be in the NFL. And to be fully vested, you have to play at least and correct me if I'm wrong, but you have to play at least 3 calendar years to be fully vested, to gain a pension and to have insurance and this, that, and the other.
Yes.
And he wasn't. He was barely 2 years old in this fucking league. But I think this, if this was to get out, this would bury the NFL. This would completely bury the NFL. I'm not saying that Roger Goodell is a goody good, but I guarantee you he's in just as deep with those that control the system. I mean, you've said it yourself, Coach. That I mean, the NFL is rigged.
Yeah,
And
100%. I know. I will
mean-
not back away from that one bit. Now, starting
I'm
now,
with you.
yeah, I think they let it ride out, but I think they make it to where you get the teams that they want in, and that's the way it is. And I know Russell, you know, you told me, well, why not? I mean, the Cowboys have, you know, the best
They're
the best
most
fan
valuable
base, the
franchise.
most money, and all this shit.
Yeah.
I get it, but it's not good enough. Like, it's just not.
No.
For some reason, the Cowboys just, even though they were America's team in the 90s, they are nobody anymore. And
They are
so I
America's
think
most
there's
wanted
more
team.
things going around. Yeah, I believe, but so,
I think that with DeMar, I think that the NFL may have finally found its Manchurian candidate. I mean, if we want to put a spin on it that way. So
I just,
So
Russell, or
Here's-
go ahead, Donnie.
here's my take on it. I don't think DeMar's dead. I've heard the rumors. I don't think he's dead. I think that the Bills wanted not necessarily a martyr, but they wanted a
Scapegoat?
pickup, a boost, whatever. I think DeMar came to the stadium. He was probably in the locker room with them. And he was very calm, he had 7 broken ribs, according to most reports from the CPR. And he was still on oxygen. Then they put him in the suite, and you can see that there's never a good fucking picture from the suite.
Here's your picture from the suite. I don't know if y'all can
he-
see this or not.
He raises his arms,
There.
well,
Can y'all see
but I
that?
mean,
Yeah.
any of us
but
that
it's
have
not
ever
a
been
clear
in a
picture of his
suite,
face. Here's
right?
the kicker.
If
you've had 7 broken ribs, you're not
Can't
raising
lift your
fucking
arms over your head.
exactly,
No,
No.
you're not raising your fucking
Exactly.
arms like that.
Not with
But-
one cracked or bruised rib. You're not doing that.
But it pumps up the fans. They did it in a crucial moment when Cincinnati was driving 3rd down. Like, I remember watching it. I'm just like, man, that seems like just the fucking way to get the crowd into it right there. That's
Yeah.
the time you want to do it. Then all the rumors started coming out, and I'm like, okay, maybe he was there. Maybe he was incapacitated, and they had somebody step in and just try to pump the crowd up. But is that shitty? Oh yeah, but it's according to script, like nobody's business.
J-Lo.
Like,
That's the ambulance you were talking about, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I mean, where
Didn't have
does this?
Cincinnati Fire Department, Cincinnati Metro Methodist Hospital, nothing.
And
There's
and the fact
nothing
of the
on
matter
there.
is the
It
fact
looks
of
like
the
a
matter is
retrofitted ice cream truck.
the fact of the matter. It actually looks like a fucking U-Haul truck, is what it looked like.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
the fact of the matter is, you ask any individual that works at UFC and any sort of surrounding, medical establishment, they will deny that truck. Is that truck? They're like, that's not one of ours. I think it's going to go a lot deeper than most people will like, and it's going to be fucking interesting. All I can say is just grab your fucking popcorn, drop your cocks, and grab your socks. It's going to be, and not just from an NFL standpoint. I mean, across the board, everything that we talk about. I mean, sports and religion, politics, movies, music, what have you. It's going to get interesting. I mean, take for instance, I mean, the latest with, since we're talking about, I mentioned music. Look at the latest with Madonna and Vanity Fair. I mean, if you want to talk religion, how blasphemous can we fucking get?
Well, Madonna's always been that.
Well, I mean, she's always pushed the envelope, and I get it, but
because
I mean,
it
how
sells and you
blasphemous
make
can we
money,
get?
and
So, but I mean, you take your Madonnas, you take your Little Nas X, who, fucking peddles a wannabe sneaker with the 666 satanic bullshit, and you take your who else? Your Machine Gun Kellys, and then you look at fucking Britney Spears. She's all fucked up, but I think she's asking for help. When you look at her Instagram and her TikTok, that bitch is screaming for help. She's screaming for help.
It's all the same, bro. It's all the same. It goes back to everything that we've talked about. It's the same shit. There are 4 to 5 families that are have control of the entire world. So
you
Donnie,
remember the movie? Remember the movie So I Married an Axe Murderer?
yes,
Okay, remember the scene where Mike Myers is playing the father, and he's spouting
Yes.
off about there's particular folks that are in control.
Yep.
And and he mentions said families.
Yep.
He mentions the Vatican. The Vatican, and going back to John, I mean, the Vatican and all its bullshit is the richest organization in the fucking world.
yeah. Well, it's not going back to John. John had nothing to do with that. That was me.
No, I know. But
yeah, that's I believe in that. I believe that the Vatican, Notre Dame, the football team, all that shit. That it's all the same thing. It's all the same. Just like I'm going to look into this Area 51 again, because I was telling Tristan before you got on here, Donnie. I was telling Tristan when we were having our pregame. He said, well, Area 51. I mean, if there's not extraterrestrials there, what do you think's there? And I told him this. Check this out. I said, I'll tell you what's in Area 51, as far as I'm concerned. Jimmy Hoffa, Elvis Presley, the people, not one person, the people that killed President Kennedy, the people that made Princess Diana wreck her car, Prince, Michael Jackson, they're all there. That's what Area 51 is
Well, and
all
the
the
same
people that these families don't want to let go. All these fucking things that we just can't, I mean, there's no rhyme or reason for. Where are they? They're in files in Area 51. That's what's there. Not a fucking green man with two heads that drive fucking UFOs.
They're there.
But it's where they're hiding all the bullshit that they don't want us to fucking know about. I thought that was funny.
Deep.
Might have been lost in translation. Yeah, it's what is it? Yeah, that's where I go. Hey, Russell.
Yes, sir.
Do you have an FMK for us or
I
something?
do have. I do. Have an
thank
FMK.
you so
Hold
much.
that thought.
Because we're fixing to, we're not going to run out of time, but we're running out of shit to say, and I think the people that are
Wind it
listening
up.
to us have already shut us off, and they're leaving because we're about to get boring. So,
All right, ladies and gentlemen, for the second installment of FNK tonight, we're going to have 70s hotties.
I love
We're going to go
70s
First-
hotties. You're going to say this again.
70s.
Go ahead.
We're going to go Pam Grier,
Okay.
first 70s hottie. Second one, Farrah Fawcett.
So we're talking about in the 70s. This is what we're going to choose.
In
I'm
the
not
se-
like
in the
once
70s.
they get older. Oh, Pam
Yeah.
Grier, are you
Well, these
kidding me?
women
Alright,
are
go
these
ahead.
women are either dead or in their 70s now. So
Okay.
yes,
Did you
we're
say
going.
Pam Grier?
Yeah.
Pam Grier.
Foxy Brown.
Fuck yeah.
Yes.
All right,
Big
give me the
old
next
chocolate
one.
milk jugs.
Give me the next one.
We're going Farrah Fawcett
I know her.
Mm.
and Suzanne Summers.
Oh
God.
my
wow.
gosh. All right, now my fucking mind's blown. Motherfucker.
Told you, I knew this was a good one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
It was a-
Oh my
and I
gosh.
still don't know what my answer is.
All right, hold on,
I-
gentlemen. I'm gonna
I'll
have to
go.
drink on this, a little Johnny Walker. I know who I'm gonna marry. I just don't know who I'm gonna kill.
I know.
I got it.
God
I'm,
dang it.
I'm ready when I'm ready.
All right, Donnie, go ahead.
So, Pam Grier,
Listen to this bullshit.
Pam Grier had the fucking most amazing 70s, like, cinematic history. Like, she
Mhm.
even went so far as to go into the 80s. She played in.
But you get her in the 70s. She doesn't get any older.
And I get it. I
We
mean,
get
but-
older, they stay the same.
But even in the 80s, she played with Steven Seagal in a movie, and she
Yes.
did Escape from LA.
Above the law.
Like,
Above the
that shit
law.
was-
She,
Great.
Dude,
she
wasn't
even
Steven
did some-
Seagal a badass back in the day, bro?
Yeah, he's
But-
Fuck yeah, dude.
He's a
she
fat
even did
fuck
some-
now.
I saw a thing with
I
Pam
still
Grier
wouldn't
the
fuck
other
with him.
day from the 90s where she was on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, where Will Smith is bangs her because it's his mom's sister
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah.
or mom's
I
cousin.
remember
yeah,
that
I was like,
episode.
yeah.
I mean,
That was
81
before he
was
became a
his-
little bitch.
Well, you
81
just
was-
can't say his wife's name or he'll slap you. Other than that, he's all right.
Yeah.
He's
81
married
was
to a
Escape
dude.
from New York. And I was
Yes.
like, damn, that was amazing. But she's the least of the three. She's
Oh
gotta
my
die.
gosh, Tony.
Moving on to who I would fuck, that would be Suzanne Summers.
He's racist.
No, I'm not racist. I mean, give me
No,
Candace
he's
Owens.
not. He's far from it.
Don't-
Give me
Go ahead.
Candace Owens right now.
For
we're
sure.
gonna go that route next week, boys. Just hold
Okay.
on to your
For
hold on to
sure.
your nuts.
But
Put your cock back in your pocket.
Suzanne Summers, because of Three's Company,
Yeah.
like I watched that show religiously because I mean, at
You
that
and
time
me
we only
both,
had
bro.
like 3 channels. And I think at my house, that was CBS, and CBS was, I'm pretty sure it was Three's Company and then the Hulk. And I always wanted to watch Incredible Hulk because I was a big comic book guy. So I got to watch Three's Company. My mom let me watch it, even though it was a little, risque or whatever at the time.
Definitely
so-
for the time.
I grew up wanting to spank it to her, so I'm gonna fuck her. But when Incredible Hulk moved, $6 Million Man came on, and she was in Farrah Fawcett was in $6 Million Man,
Mhm.
and then later Charlie's Angels.
Yeah.
I had a poster in my room.
Everybody had that poster.
I had her and Kate Jackson in my room.
Exactly.
I didn't have Jacqueline Smith, but I was ready to marry both of those. So yeah, I'll say marry Farrah Fawcett.
Nice.
Wow.
Is it my
So
turn?
there you go.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
Well,
I'm still thinking, bro. I mean, go ahead, J Love.
Fuck. I'm definitely
I've
marrying
got
Pam
mine.
Grier.
I've got mine.
I'm
Go
marrying
ahead.
Pam Grier. I mean, those fucking chocolate milkshakes bring all the boys to the yard.
Damn
Oh,
right.
And,
Gosh,
I'm
This
a
is tough.
huge Three's Company fan. Huge Three's Company fan. I mean, that's probably one of my all-time favorite shows ever. Sitcoms. I mean, Donnie likes to throw Dexter and Blacklist and all that shit.
Those
into a
aren't
30-minute
sitcoms.
segment.
How dare
Not
you?
sitcom.
How dare
But,
you? This is what I want to call
I think
Tristan.
that I would kill Suzanne Summers and I would fuck Farrah Fawcett.
Oh my gosh. Okay. We're so close, bud. But I have to. Just because I'm older than all y'all. I have to marry Farrah Fawcett.
Okay.
That, her fucking feathered hair, the perfect teeth.
I still have that
Plus,
poster.
she was a fucking
framed.
Charlie's Angels, bro.
Yeah.
She was a fucking
Yeah.
Charlie's Angels.
Yeah.
I've got to. Pam Grier, you are my one night. I am talking about whatever I have to do to stay up all night. I'm doing. And I hate to say this, Suzanne Summers, I'm not gonna kill her. I might just knock her out. I would hate to kill her.
Not how this
but
works, Coach.
I know, dude.
Not how that works. This is
But
not
no,
how it works.
Farrah Fawcett, I'm marrying it, and Pam Grier, I've got to do.
So
Because
there's one to think about. I mean, you could we don't have to do a fuck Mary kill now, but think about it, and even for the listeners, Charlie's Angels. You've got Jacqueline Smith, you've
Oh,
got
man.
Kate Jackson, and you've
don't
got
even
Farrah Fawcett.
start
You got a
with
lot.
that shit. I would
So,
kill myself before I would.
We
kill
will
any
leave
of
that
them.
up to the listeners. Let's throw a poll up on that motherfucker and see what happens.
We will. Hey, Russ, it was yours.
Yes,
so
sir.
tell us yours.
Yes, sir. All right. So after I've been
Farrah
thinking about this
Fawcett.
all day, and again, I say this a lot, but with a great amount of regret and reluctancy, I'm going to have to kill Suzanne Summers just
I'm with
simply
you.
because there's a lot of some pretty blondes like that. Although she's special,
There are.
And she's
But
dumb as
I'm gonna-
fuck back then too. Anyway,
yes, but I'm going to have to kill
That's
her.
why you just want to fuck her. You just want to fuck her.
Well, I'm not saying. Listen, this isn't a multiple choice thing. I totally would, but we can't do that here. We got to play the
Exactly.
game, right? So
Exactly.
I get it.
I am going. I don't think there's ever been a more perfect woman created under God's green earth than Farrah Fawcett.
oh,
But I'm going to fuck her because just to say I did that, and
I love where your
I'm gonna
head's
marry.
at.
I'm gonna marry Pam Grier for a multitude of reasons.
I love where your head's at. I love
And I
where your
can't get
head's
it.
at.
This is a family show, kind of,
My dude.
and I can't get into why.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm marrying Pam Grier.
I'm with you.
DJ Quick wrote a song about sweet black pussy. I'm just saying.
Hey, it's true. I wouldn't know that. Wink, wink, but it's true.
I
Gentlemen,
wouldn't either.
I wouldn't
Hey.
know it, but it's true.
all
I
right,
heard
guys.
from a friend.
It's that time of night. It is that time of night. I want to thank everybody for sticking with us. I know this is a 3-hour show now tonight.
geez,
I want to thank
Christ.
everybody for hanging in there with us. I hope you appreciate it. And I hope you got something out of it. Please go to YouTube, like, subscribe to us. It doesn't cost you anything. Like, share it, and write some comments down. Let us know what you think. But we're going to leave you with
Follow and
one
share.
last. It's either a joke, something positive, or something. We want to leave you guys with something to think about during the week until we get back to you on Wednesday. Russell, let's start with you this time. We're going to go Russell, Donnie, and J Love. Russell, leave them something to think about, or tell them a joke or something positive.
Well, man, just pay attention to your surroundings. Not everybody that you think is home team is home team. Man, I've been going through something recently, and somebody in my life that I thought has been somebody that I really trusted and respected, and turned out this person may be a complete piece of shit. Don't be jaded. Be jaded and pay attention. Don't get blinded don't get tunnel vision with those people. Sometimes the people that you think that you ignore certain toxic traits about those people, it's real, man. So just pay attention to your surroundings and pay attention to keep your friends close and your enemies closer, man.
And be true to yourself.
And be true to
Nice.
yourself. You're right.
I love it. Thank you, Russ. Donnie,
Mine's a little different.
go ahead.
When everybody's going to go through trials and tribulations, like that's just going to happen. When you decide you need help, choose who you lean on for advice, for if you need financial help, if you need emotional support if you need somebody to pick you up when you're down or your car breaks down. Look at how they respond and then relegate them to different categories. Hey, I can count on this person no matter what. All right, this person is going to be around, but they're not really there for me.
Right.
But look at how they respond to when you need help. And you might narrow your friends down or your family, but you will be much happier.
And that's a good thing, Donnie.
Oh,
Amen.
yeah, it's a great
That is a great thing. Thank you for that.
Amen.
J Love.
Well, I have two, just quick, but I have two. One, change is never painful. Only the resistance to change is painful.
That's true.
And
Wow.
Next one is hope, but never expect, and look forward, but never wait. And I'll leave it at that.
I like it. Thank you. I'm going to go back to my what the fuck moment at the very
shit.
beginning. At the very beginning. Because I haven't been hit with something so real than I did then. And
Dildos can do that.
it was, you know, people, it's just, don't be ignorant. Understand people, learn, open up. When I figured out that he was going through racism in 1995, when I thought the world was perfect, it brought me to my knees. It made me look at things differently. Now I'm to the point where I don't think it's any better than it was in 95. I think
No, it's worse.
I think people still go through the same thing right now: racism, bigotry, and it doesn't have to be about color. It could be about size. It could be about gender. It could be about political affiliation. It could be about anything. And that's why I am so happy to be a part of this podcast that makes me open up, open my eyes, open my mind to different things that I was so against in the beginning. Open your mind, open your eyes, be true to yourself. People are people. Man, woman, child, it doesn't matter what color, what size, what weight,
Sly
what
and the Family
ethnicity.
Stone wrote a great
People
song.
are people. You have to. I just implore you guys to go out and just love the people you're around. Embrace the differences. Embrace the changes. Embrace the differences between you and them, and just get to know and open up your mind. This podcast has done more for me than anything in my entire life. And I am so happy and proud to be a part of this.
I can honestly say that I think it's done a lot for the complete panel here. We've all known each other through the blessings of social media. We've all had the ability and the chance to know each other on a personal level, like myself and you, Coach.
Yes.
Russ, I've just met you recently. Donnie, same thing.
Yeah.
I never met Tristan, but he's a cool motherfucker. And granted, his fucking ass is off hibernating right now. But I think what we bring to the table, and it's not just for us, but I think we speak to a multitude of people to where we are that voice that when others think that they don't have one,
Yeah.
or they feel that, well, their opinion doesn't matter, or well, what they feel, it doesn't make a shit. That's not what this podcast is about. And I think that with us, it's just different. We
Yes.
speak to people on many different levels, and not just from a personal level between the five of us, but let's throw John into that too. There's six of us now, but
Yeah.
we speak to people on many different levels, and
Yeah.
and I know that you get them, Coach, and I know that everybody else here on this panel gets them too, to where there's DMs and there's text messages, and it's, man, y'all were on point last night, or man, that motherfucker don't know what he's talking about, or this, that, and the other. But either way, we touch somebody
Yeah.
in some way.
And
That's a good thing.
exactly what you're talking about is I want everybody to understand this listening. You can be a part of this. You can come on here, or you can just comment, and we'll make your comments heard. We're not here to judge. We're not here to correct. We're not here to talk you into anything. You've heard us
Exactly.
tonight. I disagree with what they say. They disagree with what I say. We agree on some things, we disagree on the others. But the one and most important thing about it all is we respect each other's opinions and where we stand, and we can have a civilized, intelligent conversation. And that's what Whiskey and Wisdom After Dark is about. And any of you guys that are listening, you're more than welcome to come on. Please comment, be a part of it. Go out there, subscribe on our YouTube channel so you can get us every single week, all the time, whatever you need. We're here for everybody. We're not always going to agree, but we're going to listen, we're going to respect, and we're going to keep going. And this is what we're going to do from here on out. We're going to keep talking
Amen.
about politics, Bible. We're going to talk about extraterrestrials. We're going to talk about pussy and dick and all that other shit too. So
maybe
it's
just
not made for kids, but it's made for human beings.
No.
We love you. I want to thank everybody, especially you guys, my guys here, Russell, J Love, Donnie, Tristan. I love you guys. I mean, you're important to me, you motherfuckers. You make this thing go, you make this thing grow. You guys that are listening, thank you. I hope you're back next week to listen to what we have to say. Who knows what we're going to say? Who knows what we're going to talk about? I know for goddamn sure we're going to talk about Area 51. Gentlemen, thank you. We are done with Whiskey and Wisdom After Dark here in Bastrop, Texas. I hope you have a fabulous week, and just go out and love each other, please. Love each other.